scenarios where maybe they get to that weekend at least, and maybe the RPI works high enough, and maybe they work their way into the conversation. But I think as of right now, the Hoosiers are looking at trying to win this tournament to make sure there's no depending on the committee to put them in. We've got all sorts of stuff to talk about throughout this ball game. It's an exciting matchup between Ryan Kraft and Landon Mack. We're going to talk a lot about Jake Hanley, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, announced earlier this afternoon. But when we return, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Hoosiers, Jeff Mercer. I had a chance to catch up with him this morning. You'll hear that conversation coming up next. This is IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105 of the IU Sports Radio Network.
Abel Nursery is your locally owned source for all of your landscaping needs. They are your one-stop shop from start to finish, offering design, installation, maintenance, and mowing services. Abel Nursery's expert staff can do it all, backed by over 50 years of experience. And don't forget, the Garden Center is open with new items all spring long. See more about their professional services at abelnursery.com or call 812-825-2530. Remember to shop local this spring and trust all your landscaping needs with the reliable, hardworking, and highly experienced staff at Abel Nursery and Landscape.
Joined by the head coach of the Hoosiers, Jeff Mercer. Coach, as you get ready for the Big Ten tournament, it's a different format this year. You got to win both games in Indiana's situation. What's kind of been the message as you've talked to the team this week in the lead up, and kind of what's your guys' mentality heading into this?
Yeah, we've the last 3 or 4 weeks tried to spend a lot of time just focusing on the things that you can control. And as all coaches and athletes and former players know, that there's just so many moving pieces that end up distracting from the things that you can actually manage. And so we've just spent a lot of time talking about, let's just try to get better. Let's try to improve. Let's try to prepare ourselves for when we get to the postseason and make our run from there. You know, I also think there's going to be a couple teams, and not necessarily that we're one of them. I think there's going to be a couple teams in a position where the RPI is not as strong of a factor as it has been in the past, and you've got 3 or 4 Big Ten teams in that low to mid 60s range, and so there's a lot of teams that are fighting for a lot this week, not just for the Big Ten tournament title. And so just keeping those guys away from every single pitch is the most important pitch that's ever been thrown in the history of Indiana's program, right? Nobody plays well or performs well with that kind of pressure. So you just have to really alleviate the expectations and get rid of all the outside thoughts and the worry about, hey, we have to play this way or do that, or hey, this is a different format. If we don't win this game, then what does that mean? It doesn't matter. None of us know what it means. None of us know what it doesn't mean. It's just the only thing that we can control is executing and playing fundamental and communicating and doing our job pitch to pitch. And so that's what I've really been trying to push to them and prepare them for being able to be focused in a really emotional environment.
Jake Hanley has had a terrific season. He's leading the Big Ten freshmen in several categories. What's impressed you the most about what he has brought to Indiana in just his first year? I think we knew he was going to be good, but what has allowed him to be so successful?
I would say his just overall personal maturity. He's a straight A student. He's never ever been close to being in trouble. He's never been late. There's guys that are talented players, and then there are players that are just really mature adults that can learn and grow really quickly. And I think that's probably what's the most impressive thing for him is he's just so mature and wise and developed personally beyond his years. He acts like carries himself like he's a 25-year-old man with a full-time job. It's just why he's successful because he's so mature, and then he's very talented on top. But his ability to adjust, you'll come over and we'll talk and we'll discuss, hey, what happened, what went right, what didn't, and then you'll see the direct application into the game. On a defensive alignment, hey, let's communicate with the second baseman here. If you're in this shift, let's do that. And then he goes and does it right away. And he'll remember the things that you've talked about. And so you just stack on top of each other the things that he's learned. He doesn't go back and start from scratch or hey, I forgot that. It's just you're just building on top of what you've taught and what he's learned day after day after day. And so he just has grown so fast. I think that's what those two things, his personal maturity and then his ability to just stack experiences on top of each other and never regress, and it just gets better every day.
Ryan Kraft going to start on the mound today. You probably have most of the pitchers available. What's kind of the thought process post Ryan Kraft? However long he can get you, what do you want to see out of the bullpen today?
Yeah, it's interesting just with the short turnaround again. Gilly was on short rest last week. This would be an extreme short rest. Same thing with Grable. So we did on that last game try to. We had Seabold and we had Yarberry and ADP up if we would have taken the lead or tied it on that Saturday game, but we pushed to have those guys available for today to be right in there after Kraft. He's gonna be on short rest twice, in significant short rest. So anytime, and Ryan Kraft is going to go down as one of the better pitchers in the history of the program, and certainly one of the toughest and best competitors, but. It's also human. How well can you recover? So, you'll have Seabold fully rested, fully ready to go. We did a good job managing him. Got the save, and then held him for today, and then hopefully Yarberry, ADP. And if you have to use Gilly in a save situation, you can. You're really rolling the dice, right? You're really rolling the dice. If you go and you do that, and his ability to go today and then he should have to give you 4, 5, 6 on Friday. It's asking a lot. So a lot of those situations are based on the swings. We haven't played them before. And so I've watched video all night last night. Coach Glantz watched video for the last 2 days, I'm sure. But when you start putting a scouting report together and a plan together, and now the wind's going to blow out 35 miles an hour, all that can go out the window in the second inning when you're watching the swings and you realize this is not a good matchup, or this is a good matchup, and then you have to kind of move from there. But I would say Kraft to Seabold, it will be our first move, and then make a decision based on how the game has worked and what position we feel like we're in for on Friday.
Landon Mack, their star freshman, is going to be on the mound for Rutgers. What's the offensive mentality on him? How do you attack him?
Yeah, he's really good. I just got done watching the video of him too. I mean, it's not a fluke. He very easily could have won Big Ten Freshman of the Year as well. It's 93, 96 with a really good sinker, good changeup off of that cutter's 87 to 90, and then he throws a really good curveball in the low 80s. I mean, it's a real guy. As good as we're going to have seen this year. And sometimes the right-handed guys with a little bit of sink to them are tougher for us for whatever reason. They're a little bit tougher for us. So it's going to be a fight. He was a little bit he's been great, but he threw a few less strikes against Maryland and then got out of it with some double play balls. And so we're just going to have to, and we hit in some double plays this past weekend, we're going to have to stay out of the double plays. We're going to have to take free bases, and when we get opportunities, we're going to have to be really dutiful. We may bunt, but they're really good defensively. Just try to do something and stay out of double plays, and be able to try to create scoring opportunities in each inning. But for him, riders are going to have to push him out over the plate and get him up. They're going to have to keep him off their hands because the weak contact will kill us. And then for the lefties, he'll go cutters in, and so we're going to have to push the cutter away, or you're going to have to get the head out and homer it. And so it'll be kind of that fight of like, can he get in on the righties and in on the lefties, or can we push him out over the plate and get the ball up to the middle of the field? If you can do that, we'll hit some home runs and try to score in some bunches. And then he's going to be on short rest too. So you got a freshman after throwing 76 innings on short rest at the end of the season in his first tournament game. The numbers say that he's probably going to be good and prepared for it, but human nature also says that that's a tough situation for a young guy. So we got to lean on him and pressure him and not hit double plays and not expand, and see if you can get the pitch count up early, and hopefully he runs out of gas and you can get to the pin.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Your smile is one of a kind, so why settle for one size fits all? At Coughlin Orthodontics, they know your teeth deserve custom care, designed just for you. Introducing Light Force Orthodontics 3D printed braces, exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. It's cutting-edge orthodontics that's as unique as your smile. Be original, be confident, be you. Coughlin Orthodontics, creating smiles since 1968. Your smile deserves the best. Visit CoughlinOrthodontics.com to learn more and request an appointment.
Back in Omaha, where the Hoosiers and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights will battle for a chance to keep their realistic tournament hopes alive. Everybody's guaranteed 2 games, but that second game only matters for the lower seeds if you win the first game, and that's what's on the line today between Indiana and Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights got to the championship game here back in 2022 after beating Indiana in the semifinals. Indiana got to the semifinals that year as well as last year where they lost to Nebraska. Let's get to our starting lineups, which are brought to you by Coughlin Orthodontics, introducing Light Force Orthodontics exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. That has really got me several times this year. Let's start with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They're the visitors today because they are the lower seed. I guess the higher seed in some sense there. Scarlet Knights are 28-27, 15-15 coming out of the conference. Brennan Hyde leads things off for Rutgers. He's on a 17-game reach base streak. He's the DH. Ty Doucette is batting second, playing at first base, had 6 hits against the Hoosiers in Bloomington last year. Trevor Cohen, the right fielder, bats third, leads the Big Ten by a large margin in conference-only batting average. He hit .467 against Big Ten opponents, so Indiana will have their hands full against him. Peyton Bonds bats cleanup, plays in center field. Pablo Santos, tough guy to strike out. He plays at third base, bats fifth. Yomar Carreras, one of 3 Scarlet Knights on the All-Big Ten freshman team. He bats in the 6th spot, plays at shortstop. Matt Chattel is the catcher, batting in the 7th spot. J.T. Thompson bats 8th, plays at second base, and R.J. Johnson rounds out the lineup in left field for Rutgers. For Indiana, 31-23, 16-14. A tie for 6th in the Big Ten. With Michigan, they break that tie with the head-to-head and get the 6th seed. Will Moore, the third baseman, leads things off, riding a 17-game on-base streak. Devin Taylor bats second, plays in left field. 3rd straight year on the first-team All-Big Ten for Devin Taylor. Corbin Dickerson, first-team All-Big Tenner, bats third, plays in center field. Jake Hanley's your Big Ten Freshman of the Year officially. He's the first baseman batting cleanup. Hogan Denny at DH bats 5th, a snub, in my opinion, off the Big Ten All-Freshman team. He did not make it, but hit .342 in conference play. Cooper Malamazian did make it on the All-Freshman team, went 0 for 12 last week into Michigan. He bats 6th, plays at shortstop. Andrew Wiggins in right field bats 7th. Tyler Cerny is 2 hits away from 200 in his career. He bats 8th, plays at second base. And Jake Stadler will round out the lineup for the Indiana Hoosiers. He's the catcher today. The pitching matchup for Rutgers, right-handed 6'1" freshman from Columbus, New Jersey, Landon Mack. 14 starts, 5-5 with a 4.36 ERA, 36 earned runs, and 74 1/3. Not a lot of walks, 17 on the year. He's 5th in the Big Ten in fewest walks allowed per 9 innings. He has struck out at least 7 in 4 of his last 6 starts, and Rutgers is 3-1. in his last 4 starts. For Indiana, Ryan Kraft gets the start. Lefty, 6'4" senior from Okina, Illinois. 19 appearances, 6 starts, 3-1 with a 4.18 ERA. He has allowed 26 earned runs in 56 innings. Top 10 of the Big Ten in strikeout to walk ratio this year for Ryan Kraft. He's had a 3.47 ERA since early March after a tough appearance against Penn State. He's been very good since. He'll be making his 82nd appearance of his Indiana career, which moves him into 4th all-time in career appearances. The head coaches for Rutgers, it's Steve Owens in his 6th season in Piscataway, his 34th season as a head coach. And for Indiana, Jeff Mercer in his 7th season with the program, his 9th season as the head coach.
Here's the battery for Indiana pitching for
and Ryan Kraft will take the mound here to start things off for the bottom of the first.
Ryan Kraft. And catching for the Hoosiers, number 9, Jake Stadler.
Jake Stadler is his battery mate around the horn. You just heard him. Will Moore at third. Cooper Malmazian at shortstop. Tyler Cerny at second. Jake Hanley at first. Devin Taylor's out in left. Corbin Dickerson in center. and Andrew Wiggins in right. Weather will play a factor today as we do our first pitch weather forecast. We're looking at a windy day here in Omaha, and normally the wind will blow in here at this time of the year, but it is blowing and blowing hard out to left center field. So it's about 15 to 20 miles per hour constant with gusts upward near 30, and it is helping the batters today. We will not see that all too often here in Omaha, but we will today. So ground balls are going to be at a premium. We saw in Game 1 between Michigan and Illinois several home runs that got carried out, but also a lot of fly balls that became difficult for guys to track in the wind. So going to be important to keep the ball down. It is on the chillier side, 57 degrees, cloudy skies, and as we mentioned, 15 to 20 mile per hour wind gusts. David Ewell will call the balls and strikes. Travis Reininger, Greg Harmon, and Danny Jimenez around the bases fill out our umpire crew. Brennan Hyde, Ty Doucette, Trevor Cohen, the due-up here for this Rutgers offense that hits .286 on the season. That's 10th best in the Big Ten. They average 6.5 runs a game. That's 12th best. And they will settle in against the southpaw Ryan Kraft, who gets our Big Ten tournament started with a called strike. And we're underway here locally at 2:35 Central Time in Omaha, Nebraska, the home of the College World Series in about a month. The 0-1, a called strike, and it's 0-2. Kraft is a strike thrower. That's his MO. He is not going to miss the zone a lot. He's ahead 0-2 on Brennan Hyde, the DH. And Kraft deals home the 0-2 pitch. It's fouled off and out of play into the seats. Not a huge crowd here today at Charles Schwab Field with two teams traveling across the country to get here in Rutgers and Indiana, and it's a cold, chilly day. Still 0-2 on Brennan Hyde, and the pitch home from Kraft is a foul ball again. This one turned to the left side. Hyde is hitting .258 on the year. He's a transfer from Nichols College in the D3 ranks. .401 hitter there last year. Was third-team All-American, first-team All-Conference. He leads things off, and he's behind 0-2. The pitch home from Kraft. Check swing, foul ball. So after jumping ahead 0-2, 3 straight survival swings from Brennan Hyde, who has reached in 17 straight. Graduate student from Tampa, Florida. We had 4 for 16 against Maryland, including a couple of hits on Thursday. And a series win for the Scarlet Knights. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Kraft working on short rest, as he did last week. He went Friday to Thursday. Now he goes Thursday to Tuesday. So not sure what the longevity will be for Kraft today, but Seabold is well rested to come in after. The 1-2, fouled back. What a battle here from Brennan Hyde early. He is in a 1-2 count that he's already seen 6 pitches in. Actually make it 7. This will be pitch number 8 coming up here in this long battle. The pitch home. This one's fair out to center field. Dickerson moving back for it, and he makes the catch. Dickerson, not only a first-team All-Big Tenner, but on the All-Big Ten defensive team for his efforts in center field this year. Certainly deserving of that. And he records the first out of the ball game. Here comes Ty Doucette. Ty Doucette, a sophomore. Nova Scotia on a 10-game hit streak. He's hitting .342 on the year, .374 in the Big Ten. The first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. They've got these two guys, Doucette and Cohen, who have just been red hot all season for Rutgers. They are the heart and soul of this offense. The 0-1, inside corner, 0-2. Now, Rutgers hits a fair amount of doubles, 101 of the year. They only score about 6.5 runs a game, and they do not hit home runs. Only 40 on the year in 55 games. They're last in the conference. 0-2 escapes outside, 1-2. This is normally a ballpark that plays big. 335 down the lines, 337 to the gaps, and 408 to straightaway center. But with that wind whipping out to left center today, it's a smaller ballpark. 1-2 pitch is low, skips away to the backstop. 2-2 now on Doucette. That's the MO of this ballpark. When you come to Omaha, you expect it to be singles and doubles. You try and hit the ball in the gaps. Outfield plays big. A lot of foul territory here. You don't expect to see a ton of home runs. The 2-2 down the left field line, spinning foul up into the seats. Well, so far they are making Ryan Kraft work here. 8 pitches in the first at-bat. He's already tossed 5 here to Doucette. A strike thrower, but right now Rutgers is fouling him off and making him throw more strikes. Kraft a 4.15 ERA on the year. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one hit to the left side and through. A base hit for Ty Doucette to get it started for Rutgers with a 1-out single. Again, we cannot emphasize enough, if you weren't with us in the pregame show, the importance of this contest here today. These two teams have to win this game to keep their hopes alive to advance out of the pool, because if everybody in the pool finishes 1-1, then the highest seed moves on, and that would be the 3-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes in this pool, along with 6-seed Indiana and 10-seed Rutgers. First pitch to Trevor Cohen is outside, 1-0. 385 hitter, that's second best in the Big Ten, and a 467 batting average in Big Ten play is 86 points better than the next best. He has been dominant this year in conference play. 87 hits on the year, and he fouls that one back. It's a 1-1 count. 56 hits in conference games is a new Big Ten and Rutgers single-season record. But when he came to Bloomington last year, 0 for 11. Hoosiers had his number. The 1-1. Down the third baseline and fair. All the way down to the corner where the wall juts out. Taylor didn't totally play it well, and they're at second and third now with 1 out. So the two-headed monster of Doucette and Cohen come up with back-to-back hits. And Rutgers is threatening in the opening inning. So again, just kind of buttoning up that point. If either of these teams, one of these teams will lose. If you lose, you still have a game against Iowa on the schedule. It will not matter to the loser of this game, because you have to go 2-0 as one of the lower seeds, the 6 and the 10 in the pool. They have to go 2-0. So you have to win today's game. Rutgers plays Iowa tomorrow night. Indiana plays Iowa Friday afternoon. First pitch to third. Will Moore looks the runner back. Now he throws over to first in time. Good play by Moore. And a first pitch out from Peyton Bonds puts 2 outs on the board. Here at the top of the first is Ryan Kraft trying to escape a jam created by the talented bats of Ty Doucette and Trevor Cohen. Here's Pablo Santos, Jr. from Jersey City, New Jersey. 274 hitter, playing in every game, starting every game this season for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights 1 game behind Indiana in the standings. They were a part of the 3-way tie for 8th. First pitch grounded to short. Malamazian charges. He'll throw, and the Hoosiers get out of the inning. Good work by Ryan Kraft to get the Hoosiers out of the frame. And Indiana will have their first crack at it with the bats in their hands. When we come back, this is IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105 of the IU Sports Radio Network.
This is Jeff Ellington from J.R. Ellington Tree Experts. Ellington Tree Experts offer specials all year long and free estimates. Look to Ellington Tree Experts for yard and storm cleanup, shrub and tree trimming, tree and stump removal, and we'll complete the job on time, and we won't leave until you have a smile on your face. When it comes to cost, Ellington Tree Experts will beat the competitor's price, and we accept credit cards and reasonable payment plans. If you're tired of picking up sticks after every wind event, call us now. We specialize in 24-hour emergency storm service. I'm Jeff Ellington, and I want to be your arborist.
For over 40 years, J.R. Ellington Tree Experts have given the best quality and prices on tree care. They don't mow yards and they don't plant flowers. They specialize in tree removal. And with the only tree-dedicated 148-foot crane in the state of Indiana, allowing for quicker service. Call J.R. Ellington Tree Experts at 812-332-5882 and like them on Facebook for discounts.
We're the tree experts you want to call.
No score heading into the bottom of the first inning here in Omaha, and it's one of the Big Ten all-freshman selections, Landon Mack, on the mound for Rutgers. He was in the running with Jake Hanley for Freshman of the Year. He's made 14 starts, 5-5 with a 4.36 ERA. He's a right-handed 6'1 freshman from New Jersey. He was the Big Ten pitcher and Freshman of the Week back in March after throwing 7 scoreless against Oregon in Eugene. That was what kind of put him on the map. He's had a terrific season. ERA just about the same overall as it is in conference play. 4.74 in conference, 4.36 overall. He's Big Ten all-freshman, had a freshman All-American by perfect game. And he's had a terrific year and will certainly test the Hoosiers here today. Indiana's top of the lineup, 2 up. Will Moore, David Taylor, Corbin Dickerson. Then Jake Hanley, Hogan Denny, Cooper Malamazian, Andrew Wiggins, Tyler Cerny, and Jake Stadler. Will Moore on a 17-game reach base streak right now. On base percentage at .511 is second best in the league. He's a .323 hitter in an all Big Ten freshman selection. First pitch to him is a fastball outside 1-0. Velocity is up for Mack. He can touch 95, 96 at times. He'll ride to the 92, 94 range. Here's the 0-1. Fastball inside corner. That one at 93, 1-1. He likes to run the ball in on both sides. So he'll use a cutter more so to the lefties to get it inside. Fastball to the righties. Here's the 1-1 to Moore. That's outside, and it's a 2-1 count. Indiana, when we talked to Jeff Mercer before the game, he said we've got to be able to go the other way and force him to pitch the ball on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 pitch. Moore does go the other way, but it slices foul. And a 2-2 count now. He also mentioned just getting on one as it comes inside and turn it into a home run, pulling it down the line. Not really Will Moore's MO. He likes to go the other way. 2-2 pitch from Mack. He grounds it foul down the first base side, and Moore will get another look here at a 2-2 count. Landon Mack and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have won 3 of the last 4 times he has started, including last week against Maryland, 5 1/3. But Maryland hit him 11 times, but only scored 3 runs off of it. Before that, Penn State had 8 hits on him in 6 2/3. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Pumps a fastball at 93 past Will Moore for strikeout number 1. He will give up hits. He's given up 76 hits in just shy of 75 innings on the year, so about a hit an inning. But he does a good job of working around him. Good strikeout to walk ratio, 65-17 on the year. David Taylor gets a crack at him, doesn't offer. It's a called strike, 0-1. Fastball consistently hitting 93 right now for Landon Mack. Top 400 prospect in the country out of New Jersey, the number 7 prospect out of the Jersey State. The 0-1, Taylor chases upstairs, and he's behind 0-2. High school teammate with his current teammate, Jack Kirkner, 0-2 to Taylor. That's low, 1-2. Senior season of high school, Landon Mack had a 0.55 ERA, 0.61 whip, gave up 4 earned runs the entire season, struck out 85, walked 8. 1-2 to Taylor, misses low, 2-2. He is going fastball cutter for the most part here at the moment to these first 2 lefties in the top of the order. With Big Ten tournament opening day. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Taylor, and he's ahead of that one, fouls it off. Already 1 game in the books, and it went extras. That's why we started about a half an hour late. Michigan and Illinois, it was the Illini that won 6-5 after Michigan scored 3 runs in the 8th to tie it at 5. Michigan to the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 to Taylor is low, 3-2. His bases loaded, 1 out. And Michigan grounded into a 4-2-3 double play. That's second base to home to first. That got Illinois out of the jam. They would hit a home run in the 10th and win it 6-5. Payoff pitch for Taylor. Swing and a miss. Fastball working early for Landon Mack, and he has struck out both Hoosiers he's faced thus far. Rutgers got a pair of hits and had 2 on with 1 out, but 2 groundouts got Ryan Kraft out of the inning. Smoother start for Mack as he now faces Corbin Dickerson's trying to get back on track after going 0 for 10 on Friday and Saturday, and he watches a strike. The count's 0-1. First team All Big Ten selection for Dickerson, but his batting average has dipped. It's at .325 now. And he sends this one to the air to right field. Deep but not deep enough. Trevor Cohen underneath. He'll play the wind, make the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning from Landon Mack to start it off here for the Scarlet Knights. No score through 1 inning of play. Here on Hoosier Country 105 of the IU Sports Radio Network.
Your smile is one of a kind, so why settle for one size fits all? At Coughlin Orthodontics, they know your teeth deserve custom care, designed just for you. Introducing Light Force Orthodontics 3D printed braces, exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. It's cutting-edge orthodontics that's as unique as your smile. Be original, be confident, be you. Coughlin Orthodontics, creating smiles since 1968. Your smile deserves the best. Visit CoughlinOrthodontics.com to learn more and request an appointment.
Transform your garage door into a style statement that reflects your taste. With over 50 years of excellence, Overhead Door Company of Bloomington offers a vast selection of designs, colors, and glass options. Your satisfaction is guaranteed with their unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's repairs or replacements, trust the original Overhead Door Company in Bloomington. With over a century of combined experience, they've got your back. Call 812-337-DOOR for a free quote and elevate your home's curb appeal. That's 337-DOOR.
Scarlet Knights threatened more in that opening inning, but ultimately it was no score between the two sides. Indiana went down in order. Rutgers got 2 on with 1 out, but couldn't get any runs in. So they'll get another crack at Ryan Kraft with 6, 7, and 8 due up here for the Scarlet Knights against Kraft in inning number 2. I don't know if he's going to have 7 scoreless in him like he did against Purdue 2 weeks ago, but I think Indiana just wants him to get things going here. Get him a 0, couple innings. Seabold's going to be ready. Only pitched 1 inning over the weekend. So Gavin Seabold will be fresh with plenty of ammo to offer. And they held back from using Aiden Decker-Petty or Jackson Yarberry again on Sunday to hold them for today. So those 2 guys will be ready to go today as well. I know Decker-Petty was chomping at the bit to pitch on Saturday, but Indiana said they would only use them if they got that game back to level pegging late, which they did not. First pitch is tapped foul by Jomar Carreras, freshman from North Brunswick, New Jersey. He's on the All Big Ten freshman team. Ton of freshmen on both of these rosters. Here's the 0-1. It's in there. Oh, it's not going to be a strike. It's a little high, 1-1. In fact, for Rutgers, only 11 returning players from last year's team. 13 true freshmen. Another one just misses outside. 2-1 now on Jomar Carreras. He's a .259 hitter. 300 in the Big Ten. And the 2-1 pitch. Grounded left side. Malamazian's there, and he dropped it. Trying to transfer it from the glove to the hand, and it never made that transfer. It fell to the dirt, and an E6 allows the leading man aboard here for Rutgers in the second. He's been a pretty sure-handed shortstop this year as a true freshman, but Malamazian bobbles that one. Here's Matt Chattel, a junior from Stoneham, Massachusetts. .282 hitter. And in starts, he's reached in 15 straight. All outside of the first pitch to him, 1-0. Runner at first, nobody out as Rutgers gets another guy on base. 2 hits in the first inning, an error here in the second. Kraft was able to pitch around it in the opening frame. Here's the 1-0. Hit to short, chance for 2. Flip to Cerny for 1. To Hanley, it's low, but it's picked. And the Hoosiers get it 6-4-3. When you make an error, baseball likes to send the ball right back at you. And Malamazian was ready that time to help turn two. Big play there to erase the base runner, and the bases are now empty. Here with 2 outs. JT Thompson comes to the plate, a junior from Abilene, Texas. We spent a weekend down there in Abilene earlier in May. First pitch to Thompson, low and inside, 1-0. 7th toughest guy to strike out in the Big Ten, about 10 at-bats per strikeout. He comes over from Ranger Community College in the JUCO level. 295 hitter last year, 377 the year before. The 1-0 is lifted in the left center. Taylor's going to trot over, camps underneath, makes the catch, and it's a minimum face for Ryan Kraft. Helped by the double play ball, erasing the error. Nobody left on, no hits, no runs, and we are still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning on Hoosier Country 105, the IU Sports Radio Network.
The experienced team at Rapid Roofing and Restoration has provided honest, ethical, and reliable service to fellow Hoosiers for the past 27 years. They specialize in roofing, siding, gutters, and storm restoration. Rapid Roofing is locally owned and operated, and their 5-star customer service truly sets them apart. Whether your roof is past its prime, leaks, or you suspect storm damage, visit rapidroofs.com and sign up for a free roof inspection today, because everyone deserves a little R&R.
Able Nursery is your locally owned source for all of your landscaping needs. They are your one-stop shop from start to finish, offering design, installation, maintenance, and mowing services. Able Nursery's expert staff can do it all, backed by over 50 years of experience. And don't forget, the Garden Center is open with new items all spring long. See more about their professional services at ablenursery.com or call 812-825-2530. Remember to shop local this spring and trust all your landscaping needs with the reliable, hardworking, and highly experienced staff at Able Nursery and Landscape.
Indiana will get another crack at it offensively here in the bottom of the second inning with Hanley, Denny, and Malamazian due up. Good defense, erasing bad defense, both by Cooper Malamazian. He bobbled a ball hit to him, and then it gets hit right back to him, and he turns a double play. So, way to put that one quickly behind him. And now let's see if the offense can give Ryan Kraft a lead. They didn't do anything in the first inning as Landon Mack sat him down in order with a couple of strikeouts to start it off. Your Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Jake Hanley, steps to the plate. I've been saying it and campaigning for it for weeks. It's official today. This afternoon, all the awards came out. Jake Hanley was your Freshman of the Year with the Big Ten Conference. Player of the Year, Rock Chalowski of UCLA. Called strike to Hanley, 0-1. He was also the Defensive Player of the Year at shortstop for Chalowski. Pitcher of the Year was Joseph Jurwa of Michigan State. Coach of the Year, Mark Wazakowski at Oregon, the Big Ten champions. Swing and a miss from Hanley. He's behind 0-2. They shared it with UCLA, but did win the series against the Bruins. But this guy right here, Jake Hanley, behind 0-2. Pitch home, swing and a miss. So the battle of two of the candidates for Freshman of the Year, at least at this point, goes to the freshman on the mound, Landon Mack. He strikes out Hanley. 3 Ks in the first 4 batters faced for Mack, who is just pumping fastballs in there right now. And Indiana has not been able to touch him. Dickerson's the only one to put the ball in play. He drove it out to deep right field. First pitch to Hogan Denny misses outside, 1-0. Denny's hitting .288 on the year. I think the biggest snub of anybody, really the only snub that Indiana would have had. I don't know about all the other 17 teams. The 1-0, Denny lifts this one into right center field. Coming up for it is Cohen, and he races in and makes the catch from right for out number 2. Good effort by Trevor Cohen to track that one down. But Denny hit .342 in the Big Ten. It didn't make it on the All-Big Ten freshman team, which is a bit stunning. They'll certainly, I would imagine, be motivated to prove the folks who voted on that wrong. I did not vote, so I didn't get a say in that one. Cooper Malamazian's up next, 0 for 12 in Ann Arbor over the weekend. Got to get him going. I think this is a great ballpark for him. He leads the Hoosiers in doubles. First pitch, he swings and misses 0-1. He's got 17 on the year. That's 7th most in the Big Ten. And this is a ballpark that rewards doubles. Hit the ball in the gaps. They can even turn into triples with the speed that Cooper has. The 0-1, Fastball for a strike, 0-2. It has been a heavy dose of fastballs for Landon Mack, and why not? Hoosiers have not been able to get a piece of them. And the 0-2 pitch, that misses low, 1-2. Hasn't been pushing inside as much as the scouting report may have said. He's just landing them all over the zone right now. 1-2. Waits on it, outside, 2-2. That was a breaking ball there. Freshman from Clarendon Hills, Illinois, hitting .317. Here's the 2-2 pitch, foul tip. And that's despite 0 for 12 over the weekend. He was over .330 coming into that Ann Arbor series and has touched the 340s at times this year. But struck out 4 times over the weekend, a pair on Thursday and Friday. The 2-2, this is low. He's filled up the count, 3-2. 26 pitches on the day for Landon Mack. He's got 3 strikeouts and hasn't allowed any base runners yet. Malamazian trying to change that with Wiggins on deck. The payoff pitch to Malamazian is hit of the air to center field. Going back for it is Bonds. Bonds at the warning track, and it's off the wall. Bouncing away, Bonds is injured in center. Malamazian's going to make it a triple. Head first dive into third, but now the attention turns to Peyton Bonds, who crashed into the left center fence, and they are calling the athletic trainer out to him now as R.J. Johnson from left field is trying to check on him, and he's the one that waved the trainer out. So everybody hustling in to try and attend to Bonds, who is up on his feet, stretching out his right shoulder. But it's a triple for Cooper Malamazian, his second triple of the year. And we just said it, this ballpark suits him well. He is a gap hitter. He loves to double. And right there, off the left center wall, just kept tailing away with that wind going to left center. It landed about a foot or two short of being a home run. But Malamazian, the first hit of the ball game for Indiana, and he's aboard with a triple here in the bottom of the second inning. And Andrew Wiggins will have an RBI opportunity coming up. But right now they are still attending to Peyton Bonds out in center field after he ran straight into the wall. Looking at the replay, boy, that ball was a foot away from clearing the fence. But yeah, that was a gruesome hit. In fact, there are still marks on the wall that have been left by the imprint of Peyton Bonds, who, if you are hearing the name and you're like, what? That sounds like a baseball name. It is. He's the nephew of Barry Bonds. And his father, Bobby Bonds, was a pro ball player as well. So certainly plenty of baseball talent in that family. Landon Mack will take some warm-up throws here as he tries to stay loose. The question will be if Peyton Bonds can stay in this game or not after banging into the wall. They are working on his right shoulder, which is what hit the wall on first impact as he was reaching up with his right arm to try and catch it. He ran into the wall, and that's the shoulder that took the brunt of the contact. So they are kind of massaging it, stretching it right now. Steve Owens is out there, Rutgers head coach, trying to see if his center fielder can continue to go. His pitcher's been dealing up until that contact from Cooper Malamazian on a payoff pitch. He made him pay for leaving it over the zone. Bonds is now walking around. The trainer's walking with him. I don't think he's going to stay in this game. The trainer has taken his hat and his glove from him. So it looks like Peyton Bonds is going to have to come out of this game. So Rutgers is quickly trying to loosen up a center fielder. There's 3 guys playing catch down in front of the dugout. So we'll see which way they go in that center field position. Jack Sweeney is down there. So too is, well, I can't totally tell who else is down there. Janavila, believe. But yeah, Bonds is making the slow walk back to the dugout. So somebody's going to have to take his place in center field here. And that's going to be Steve Owens' next decision as he pulls out a piece of paper and walks toward David Ewell, our home plate umpire today. It is going to be Jack Sweeney, a true freshman, going to come out and replace Bonds. So Jack Sweeney will come in.
For Rutgers will be number 34, Jack Sweeney.
Peyton Bonds, an unfortunate end to his first day in the Big Ten tournament with the injury to his right shoulder. So Jack Sweeney is the new center fielder. He is a freshman. Landon Mack continues to throw. Sweeney has played in 32 games this year with a .229 batting average, a freshman from Cream Ridge, New Jersey. Back-to-back conference player of the years coming out of high school. So he'll be out in center, and now the inning does continue after the triple from Malamazian. Andrew Wiggins now gets a crack at him. And that ball from Cooper was no more than a foot away from becoming a solo homer to give Indiana the lead. But now the impetus is put on to Andrew Wiggins to try and come up with a hit to give the Hoosiers the lead. Malamazian 90 feet away at third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Landon Mack off the first base side of the rubber, works out of the stretch for the first time, and he delivers home. A fastball outside, 1-0. Wiggins and Will Moore, probably the best plate discipline on this team. Will Moore has turned it into more this year than Wiggins has, but he makes a pitcher work. He is not afraid to take borderline pitches. It's led to a lot of walks. It's also led to a lot of strikeouts looking. The 1-0, he hits this one up to the second baseman, fielded by Thompson, tossed to first, and the Scarlet Knights get out of the jam here in the second inning. Indiana strands one aboard. No runs through 2 between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in a must-win game on the opening day of the Big Ten tournament.
Get your grill on with Inside Out Kitchen and Bath, your authorized Big Green egg dealer, and now your authorized dealer for Napoleon gas grills. Crank up the heat and bring your barbecue to the next level. Inside Out Kitchen and Bath offers an expanded selection of grill accessories, barbecue sauces, and barbecue rubs. Special financing available on Big Green eggs and Napoleon gas grills through Synchrony Bank, May 21st through May 27th, subject to credit approval. See store for details. Visit Inside Out Kitchen and Bath today in Ellettsville, across from Urban Air.
Faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
No runs on the board yet between the Hoosiers and the Scarlet Knights. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105. Ryan Kraft back out for his third inning of work. 2 hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks yet. He'll face 9-1-2 in this Rutgers order. It starts with R.J. Johnson, a senior from Franklinton, North Carolina. In his second year with the Scarlet Knight program, 1 year at Appalachian State, 1 year at Gulf Coast State. Had a great year there, a .343 hitter. First team All-Panhandle Conference that year with 61 hits, 55 runs. Both led the team. Then he transferred to Rutgers last year, .262 hitter. His first pitch shoves a bunt back. Kraft can't get it. Cerny does, but he doesn't have a throw. What a bunt for a single there for R.J. Johnson. Shoved it right back at the right side of the mound. Kraft came off of it as a lefty the other way, so he had to try and cover that ground. He couldn't get to it. And by the time Cerny got there, wisely didn't make an off-balance throw. So runner at first now with nobody out for the top of the Rutgers order. The dangerous bats of Doucette and Cohen loom Here is Brennan Hyde, who flew out his first time up. First pitch here, watches the fastball high, 1-0. 29 pitches on the day for Kraft. Again, I don't know how much he has in the tank, working on just 5 days rest. And the 1-0 pulled foul, 1-1, and that's off of 6 days rest last week. So he was a day short when he pitched against Michigan, and in theory 2 days short when he's pitching today. But you know, this guy is a competitor, one of the toughest guys to play for the Hoosiers. He is going to give it everything he's got today, and if Indiana makes the weekend here, you're going to see him again. He'll toss over to first. I can almost guarantee that you would see Ryan Kraft on either Saturday or Sunday if Indiana were to advance to that point. But the only way they do is by winning today and then winning on Friday against Iowa. You have to win both. Another toss over to first. For teams not seeded 1 through 4, this is essentially a single elimination tournament. Even though you're guaranteed 2 games, you must win them both. So in order to make the second game relevant, you got to win today. The 1-1 to Hyde. Waits on it. Changeup lands, and it's a 1-2 count. This is a big out right here with the 2 red-hot bats looming in the next 2 spots. Love to see a double play ball here. But certainly just want to make sure you get Hyde out. The 1-2. Grounded to short. Alamazian, it's a slow roller. He flips to Cerny for 1 to first. Not in time. Well, they barely got the out at second because that ball took a while to get out of the grass to Malamazian at short. Did a good job to get the lead runner. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice for Brennan Hyde. That does not extend his 17-game on-base streak, but he is on with 1 out for Ty Doucette, who has had a hit now in 11 straight, including today. He's also had a hit in 15 straight games against Big Ten opponents, including today. He had that single back in the first. Runner at first, 1 out. Kraft will throw that way. Brennan Hyde has stolen 2 bases on the year. Rutgers as a team right in the middle, 9th in the Big Ten with 57 stolen bases on 71 attempts. Kraft is a tough guy to steal against because he looks at you. Now he sidearms it over to first. He looks at you the whole time as a lefty and has a very quick delivery home. And you've got 2 catchers for Indiana. Today's is Stadler, but also Schuyler that can throw you out. First pitch to Doucette, inside, 1-0. Rutgers 15-15 of the Big Ten, 28-27 overall. They have Big Ten series wins over Ohio State, Maryland, Washington, and a sweep of Illinois. Kraft another side armor off the back foot to first. They started the year 2-4 in the Big Ten with series losses to Iowa and Oregon, but grabbing a game from both of those was certainly nothing to scoff at, especially at Oregon. At one point, they were 6-9 in the Big Ten. This one hit hard out to right center. Wiggins chasing. Dickerson gets it a curve toward him. And on the warning track, he makes the catch for out number 2. It was a 6-9 start. Actually, it was a 7-11 start, losing 5 of their first 6 series in the Big Ten. But since then, the Scarlet Knights finished the year 8-4 with a series win at Ohio State, the sweep of Illinois, a series loss to Penn State, and then a series win against Maryland to wrap up the season in College Park. But their loss on Saturday gave Indiana the 6th seed. Trevor Cohen's up now, a double his last time up. He'll wait on another pickoff throw to first. What a year he has had. 24 doubles, 14 of them have come in the Big Ten. He has hits in 46 of his 56 games this year. He's on an 11-game hit streak, 19-game on-base streak, has reached in every Big Ten game he's played this year. And he's the toughest guy to strike out of the conference, about 15 at-bats per K, which is 12th nationally. Only 15 strikeouts on the year. First pitch to him, foul ball, third base side. Will Moore into foul territory, and it'll land next to the tarp, foul. Alamazian went crashing on top of the tarp. He's okay. Tough one to get to for anybody. A lot of foul territory here at Charles Schwab Field until about 2/3 of the way into the outfield, and then that fence starts to curve in. And there's very little foul territory for the final third of the outfield, but from behind home plate all the way down to that mark, there's plenty of room to make plays. And with that wind blowing out, that's going to keep balls in that foul territory that hang up in the air. The 0-1 pitch runs inside on a sinker, 1-1. Cohen was named to the second team All-Big Ten, which if you had a gripe, if you're Rutgers, that might be one of them. But he was not a first team All-Big Ten outfielder with the .467 batting average in the Big Ten. I don't know if it was maybe the gaudy numbers. It's hard to, you're not going to take the RBI leader and a guy who hit 19 home runs in Corbin Dickerson off the first team. You're not going to take Devin Taylor off the first team. And you're not going to take Mason DeVille off the first team. So then you're battling with the at-larges. Called strike of the changeup from Kraft, 1-2. You're battling with Ryan Cooney, second baseman of Oregon, and Paxton Kling, a outfielder for Penn State. And I don't know those guys' stats off the top of my head, but it is a little surprising to see a guy having as good of a year as Cohen not be on the first team. 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play to the third base side. Tough to strike this guy out. Rutgers has a guy on with nobody out, or 2 outs, excuse me. Got a guy on with nobody out. That was when R.J. Johnson shoved a bunt down the right side of the infield just past the pitcher's mound to get himself aboard. He traded spots with Brennan Hyde after a fielder's choice, and there's 2 outs now, runner on. 1-2 from Kraft. A liner down the third base line, but it tails foul. Good battle for Trevor Cohen. Makes you waste a lot of pitches. Indiana has sent bodies down to the bullpen. They did before this inning began. But they're all just kind of hanging out right now. Gavin Siebold expected to be the next guy in the game. Kraft will toss to first again. I think they're hoping that Kraft can get them a little bit further into this contest. Gavin Siebold can get you 2 to 3 out of the bullpen. You still have Aiden Decker-Petty and Jackson Yarberry as well. 1-2 pitch. Hit weakly to second. Cerny's there. Underhand toss to Malamasian, who covers the bag, and the Hoosiers get out of the inning. 1 runner on with a leadoff single, but he's stranded there, and we head to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless in the opening day of the Big Ten tournament. Indiana and Rutgers on Hoosier Country 105 of the AU Sports Radio Network.
Able Nursery is your locally owned source for all of your landscaping needs. They are your one-stop shop from start to finish, offering design, installation, maintenance, and mowing services. Able Nursery's expert staff can do it all, backed by over 50 years of experience. And don't forget, the Garden Center is open with new items all spring long. See more about their professional services at ablenursery.com or call 812-825-2530. Remember to shop local this spring and trust all your landscaping needs with the reliable, hardworking, and highly experienced staff at Able Nursery and Landscape.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Still no score in the opening matchup of the Big Ten tournament for these two sides. Second game of the day. We have pool play from Tuesday to Friday. Semifinals Saturday, championship for an automatic spot in the NCAA tournament on the line on Sunday. Everybody not named Oregon, UCLA, or USC could use that automatic spot. The others in the league in the RPI, Indiana at 62nd, Nebraska 63rd, Washington 64th, Michigan, who lost today and is eliminated. They still have a game, but they're eliminated. They're 67th. And Iowa down at 74 was in position to win the league, but they won just one game over their last 3 weekends, 1-7-1. One of those was a non-conference weekend. First pitch from Cerny late to the fastball, 0-1. So any of those teams, Indiana, Washington, Nebraska, Michigan, and Iowa, if they make a run to the weekend, then they could pop their heads into the bubble. Michigan's already out, though. The 0-1 is high, 1-1. They lost to Illinois an extra 6-5. They will still play UCLA on Thursday, but that game will be only for RPI points for Michigan. They will be eliminated from the tournament. All outside to Cerny on the breaking ball, 2-1. And again, that's why Indiana has to win today, because then you set up a matchup with Iowa on Friday to get into the semifinals. Off the end of the bat, slowly rolling to second, picked up by Thompson and dished over to first in time for out number 1. Well, Indiana had the triple from Malamazian for a brief splash, but other than that, Landon Mack has been in command on the mound for the Scarlet Knights. Jake Stadler will try and change it here. A home run on Thursday in the win over Michigan. Big series win for the Hoosiers on the road over the weekend, their first road series win of the year. 278 hitter. First pitch to Stadler, late to it, fouls it off, 0-1. 295 against Big Ten opponents this year for Stadler. Was 2 for 5 overall in the weekend against Michigan. Couple of starts. The 0-1. That hits him in the back of the leg. That almost missed him behind him. So the Hoosiers get their first base runner with less than 2 outs. It's a 1-out hit by a pitch for Jake Stadler, who's now worn 9 pitches on the year. And he's aboard, 1 out. Here comes Will Moore in the top of the Indiana lineup as they try to do damage on their second trip around against the starter Landon Mack. He's had 5 quality starts this season, 3 scoreless starts, including that 7-inning gem against the then 9th-ranked Oregon Ducks. We're now a top 5 team in the country and certainly going to be a host school and most likely a national seed, which is top 8 in the country. UCLA looks like they should be a hosting school, and USC looks like they'll make it into the tournament. Outside of that, a lot of question marks on if the Big Ten can get a 4th team in. The 1-0 to Moore. This is low, 2-0. Indiana's one of those teams that's fighting for that recognition. The guys at D1 Baseball usually have a pretty good pulse on it. They talked about the Big Ten and said any of these teams kind of in the low 60s, they probably need to get their RPI to 50 or better to have a shot at an at-large position. The 2-0, this is low, 3-0. That will be a little difficult for the Hoosiers because of their pod. They'll play 78th ranked Rutgers today and 74th Iowa on Friday. They won't have the RPI opportunity that maybe someone in Oregon's pod would have, with the Ducks being 12th, or even UCLA, or even USC at 42nd. So Indiana will have to work a little harder. UCLA 15, by the way. But you need to win them both anyway, so might as well just do it. 3-0 pitch to Moore, in there for a strike, 3-1. Will's trying to get on for the 18th straight game. He was a strikeout victim against Mack his first time up. 3 hits for Rutgers, 1 for Indiana. We're here in the bottom of the third, still scoreless. Jake Stadler's aboard after getting hit by a pitch in the back of his leg. And they'll toss that way, and he's back in safely. Certainly not a base-stealing threat, but just trying to keep him close to the bag. You can tell teams have a good scouting report on Will Moore because the left fielder, R.J. Johnson, is shaded left toward the foul line. That is where he likes to hit it, going the other way to left. 3-1 pitch, hits it left side, and that is through. The slow grounder sneaks into left, a base hit for Will Moore. And the Hoosiers have 2 on with 1 out for Devin Taylor. The 3-time first-team All-Big Ten selection, 3rd to do it in Indiana's program history. And he has a chance to put the Hoosiers on the board here in the 3rd inning. Top 10 in the league in runs, walks, hits, batting average, slugging percentage, on-base percentage, and total bases. He has done it all this year for the Hoosiers in his best career year statistically. First pitch to him, he fouls it straight back, 0-1. It was 4 for 11 with a couple of home runs on Friday and Saturday against Michigan, one apiece in each day. And he'd like to keep that home run streak going. He's up to 52 in his career. He's set the record. Now he's trying to make it untouchable. In just 3 seasons here in Bloomington. Stadler at second, Moore at first. The 0-1, fouled back again, and it's 0-2. Taylor struck out his first time up. He filled the count up, and then Mack got him swinging. Jeff Mercer mentioned the emphasis on not grounding into double plays. Taylor did it 3 times over the weekend. This would be a back-breaking one right here. 0-2. Foul tip pops out of the glove of Matt Chattel and gives Taylor another chance. Chattel behind the play. We haven't gone around the defense for Rutgers. Pablo Santos at third. Jomar Carreras is at short. JT Thompson at second. Ty Doucette at first. R.J. Johnson in left. Jack Sweeney replaced Peyton Bonds in center after he got hurt. And Trevor Cohen's in right. 0-2 on Taylor with 2 on and 1 out. Scoreless here in the third. Landon Mack delivers the 0-2, and it's outside, maybe a bit high, 1-2. We're a bit offset down the first base line here at Charles Schwab Field. Beautiful facilities, great setup for us here. Love coming here every year. Not everybody gets to, but the Hoosiers have been here 12 consecutive seasons it's been held. And that predates when it was here in Omaha. The 1-2, that's high, 2-2. There was a period where Indiana hosted it. It was hosted in Columbus. But now they've found a more permanent home here in Omaha, which honestly serves as a pretty good middle point now that you've added the West Coast schools. It's a great city to spend some time in. The 2-2 pitch is grounded down the first base line, but just foul. And a good battle after falling behind 0-2 here for Taylor. It's always fun when you hang out in Omaha. Like yesterday, we were walking around, going out for dinner, and you see players from all the teams walking around in their gear. You see guys in your hotel lobby. We're split up a little bit more this year. Used to have pretty much everybody in the same hotel, but so many teams here now, 12 of them split us up. A 2-2 to Taylor. He hits this one hard out to left field. Going back is Johnson at the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 2. Boy, Taylor put a charge into that one, but just not enough on it. Loud out, puts 2 on the board, and now Dickerson, who flew out to deep right his first time up, will try and come through. The RBI leader in the regular season of the Big Ten, 77. 41 of those came against Big Ten teams. He had a couple against Michigan. Despite the struggles, he had an RBI double and an RBI ground out. But right here, he needs a hit to score Stadler from second base. Will Moore's also on at first. He had a hit. Stadler got hit by a pitch. 2 outs, 2 on. Mack delivers to Dickerson, and he hits the first pitch right at the shortstop. He tosses to second, and a very quick out for the Scarlet Knights. Indiana had a chance, but they let it go begging. And it's still scoreless here between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. We head to the 4th up next on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
Your smile is one of a kind, so why settle for one size fits all? At Coughlin Orthodontics, they know your teeth deserve custom care, designed just for you. Introducing Light Force Orthodontics 3D printed braces, exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. It's cutting-edge orthodontics that's as unique as your smile. Be original, be confident, be you. Coughlin Orthodontics, creating smiles since 1968. Your smile deserves the best. Visit CoughlинOrthodontics.com to learn more and request an appointment.
We are the boy band. Your tween made you see. We are the boy band. It's Painful Concert number 3. We are the boy band. We're 5 and 19. We are the boy band. Always singing on key.
You love your kids enough to take them to see their favorite band. Love them enough to make sure they're buckled up in the back seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Advocate.
Here in Omaha, Nebraska, no score, 3 innings in between Indiana and Rutgers. A de facto elimination game for these two sides. They will both play again against Iowa, but it won't matter if you lose today's game. So one of these teams will have some hope. One of these teams' hopes will be dashed. Rutgers plays Iowa tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock here local. We will play Iowa on Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock local time here in Omaha, 3 o'clock back in Bloomington. But in order to make that game matter, Hoosiers got to win today. They've left some opportunities out there. Both sides have. Indiana's had 2 hits, a couple guys stranded last inning. And Rutgers has had 3 hits. They've left guys stranding in 2 of 3 innings. First pitch is hit hard out to left off the bat of Sweeney, and it's gone. The defensive replacement for Rutgers is the first one to put a run on the board. Second home run of the year for Jack Sweeney, and he got a hold of that one. A line drive that clears the fence in left, and Rutgers is the first to score here in the 4th inning. Jack Sweeney, unlikely contributor in an unlikely way. This is the last place team in the Big Ten with only 40 home runs in the regular season. And a guy comes off the bench and delivers. So Sweeney with a bomb. And it's 1-0 Rutgers. Here's Pablo Santos, and his first pitch, a called strike, 0-1. But just a solo shot, only 1-0. Plenty of time for the Hoosiers. The 0-1 to Santos. This is outside, 1-1. 4th hit of the day for Rutgers, and that one finally got a run on the board. Ground out for Santos his first time up. He grounds this one to short, just where he hit it last time, and Malamazian once again makes the play. That puts the first out up here at the top of the 4th inning. Time for the J.R. Ellington Tree Experts trivia question. Turn to J.R. Ellington Tree Experts for yard and storm cleanup, shrub and tree trimming, and tree and stump removal. They'll complete the job on time and leave a smile on your face. Well, Indiana has been here 12 straight years. They've been one of the more productive teams in this tournament over its history. First pitch to Jomar Carreras is a called strike, 0-1. How many times has Indiana won this tournament? That's the question we're asking you today. How many times have the Hoosiers won the Big Ten baseball tournament? Carreras lifts this one into left center. Dickerson tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 2. If you know the answer, tweet it at us at Austin Render on X. How many Big Ten tournament titles does Indiana baseball have? It's a simple number. Just tweet it at us if you know the answer. We'll give you your flowers on the broadcast coming up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Base is empty, 2 outs for Matt Schertel. Leadoff homer for Jack Sweeney puts Rutgers on the board. They lead 1-0. And the first pitch to Schertel misses outside, 1-0. I thought Taylor off the bat might have done it last inning with 2 guys on and 1 out, but it only drove out to deep left, just onto the warning track. Called strike at the knees to Schertel, 1-1. A 1-1 from Kraft. This is high, 2-1. Scarlet Knights have scored first for the 26th time this year. They're 17-8 in the previous 25 when they score first. The 2-1 reached that, fouled off, 2-2. They've had pretty good success against left-handed starters, 10-6 on the year. They have a winning record in day games, and they've been very good on Tuesdays and midweeks, 8-3. A 2-2 to Schertel. This is low inside, 3-2. And if you include Wednesday and Thursday, midweek games this year, they're 10-3. Rutgers has had good success playing in the middle of the week, as we do here on this Tuesday afternoon. Cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-50s. Payoff pitch, got him looking. Strike 3, the first K of the game for Ryan Kraft. And that cleans up the inning. He retires the next 3 after the leadoff homer for Jack Sweeney. It's 1-0 Rutgers midway through the 4th on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
This is Jeff Ellington from J.R. Ellington Tree Experts. Ellington Tree Experts offer specials all year long and free estimates. Look to Ellington Tree Experts for yard and storm cleanup, shrub and tree trimming, tree and stump removal, and we'll complete the job on time, and we won't leave until you have a smile on your face. When it comes to cost, Ellington Tree Experts will beat the competitor's price, and we accept credit cards and reasonable payment plans. If you're tired of picking up sticks after every wind event, call us now. We specialize in 24-hour emergency storm service. I'm Jeff Ellington, and I want to be your arborist.
For over 40 years, J.R. Ellington Tree Experts have given the best quality and prices on tree care. They don't mow yards and they don't plant flowers. They specialize in tree removal. And with the only tree-dedicated 148-foot crane in the state of Indiana, allowing for quicker service. Call J.R. Ellington Tree Experts at 812-332-5882 and like them on Facebook for discounts.
We're the tree experts you want to call.
Back in Omaha, one of the stories today is the wind normally blows in here at Charles Schwab Field, but today it's blowing out. Well, I can guarantee you that ball just hit a minute ago from Jack Sweeney did not need that wind. It was hit hard out to left field. Wasn't really even high enough to take in the wind. Hanley, Denny, and Malamazian due up here in the 4th. Cooper had that triple back in the 2nd inning. His first hit since the Purdue series. Let's see if Indiana can get something going here. Only 1 run on the board. It's that solo homer from Sweeney. Indiana can catch fire. We know that. But against this fellow, Landon Mack, it's been difficult. He's had to throw 47 pitches to get through his first 3 innings. He's working on short rest as well. He pitched just 5 days ago. First pitch to Hanley on the outside corner, 0-1. Struck out 3 of the first 4 he faced, but Indiana seems to be at least seeing the ball a little better, getting the ball in play. 0-1 to Hanley. He's laid to it. He's behind 0-2. He went down on 3 pitches his first time up, seeing a strikeout in the book. And Mack trying to tangle again with the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. The 0-2. Fouled off. Hanley gets a piece that time. Rutgers as a team, a 5.81 ERA. It's 6.24 in Big Ten play. But you know they're going to have their best arms ready out of the bullpen. 0-2 to Hanley. Reached at it, fouled it off just to swing simply to stay alive. .336 hitter from Mason, Ohio. Second guy on the roster now to win Big Ten Freshman of the Year. 0-2. That's high on the breaking ball, 1-2. Landon Mack is doing his best right now to keep Rutgers alive in Pool 3. I think they call it Pool C. The 1-2 to Hanley. Down the line, foul to left. Good battle here, much better than his first opportunity. Again, this is a ballpark that lends itself to doubles. That's what it rewards, is gap hitting. 1-2 to Hanley. Fouls that one off again to left. Making Mack waste some pitches here. Nobody throwing in either bullpen right now as Kraft and Mack continue to roll. The 1-2 to Hanley. That's outside. 2-2. Good battle. Can Hanley win it? And 3 hits, including a home run against Michigan. 2 for 5 with the homer on Thursday. The 2-2 hits this one hard out to right, but certainly not deep enough to leave the park. 2 Scarlet Knights are there. They run into each other, and they still caught it. Trevor Cohen and Jack Sweeney ran into each other. Sweeney made the catch. Wow, that was almost a disaster for Rutgers. Wow, that was a fortuitous play. And actually, it's Cohen playing in center. and Sweeney playing in right. And it was Sweeney from right that made the catch. So it is an out. It was almost a catastrophic mistake for Rutgers. And now nobody on, one out for Denny, and he spins the first one to the backstop, foul 0-1. Denny a 288 hitter coming in. He flew out to right his first time up. And the 0-1 is a called strike, 0-2. This is not a ballpark that favors fly balls. They reward hitting the ball on the line and hitting the ball in the right spots. 0-2 to Denny. Inside, it clipped him. Second hit batter of the game for Landon Mack, who's up to 11 on the year now. And Indiana gets another free pass to head over to first base. And now Malamazian, who hit one off the left center wall earlier in the ball game, gets another crack at it here. Indiana needs something. A jolt of energy. That triple provided a temporary jolt before Wiggins grounded out after him. Get a run across. Feel like you're part of this game. Down 1-0 here in the fourth. Landon Mack off the first base side of the rubber. He comes home with the first pitch outside to Malamazian, 1-0. Denny's aboard after getting hit by a pitch. Can the two freshmen combine here to put something together for the Hoosiers? 16-14 in the Big Ten, 31-23 on the year. The 1-0 to Malamazian. Inside, called strike, 1-1. Indiana's 2 for 12 so far today at the plate. They have one hit with runners on. That was Will Moore's single back in the third. That piggybacked a hit by a pitch. Denny's going. Ball outside to throw to second is late. And Hogan Denny's got a stolen base. His first attempt of the year, and it's successful. And an Indiana team that's not normally aggressive on the base paths, at least in that category, takes one there. That's Indiana's 45th stolen base on the year, and he's in scoring position now at a 2-1 count on Cooper Malamazian. Get a hit, score a run. Simple formula right here for Cooper. The 2-1 pitch, he sends it foul out of play up into the second section to the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrew Wiggins on deck with a ground out earlier today. Malamazian trying to spark it. The fire's waiting to be lit. The lighter handed at the moment to Malamazian. The 2-2. Swing and a miss on the high breaking ball. The 4th strikeout of the ball game for Landon Mack, who's had 7 or more in 4 of his last 6 starts. 2 outs, runner at second for Andrew Wiggins. Same situation as the last one. He had a shot with a runner at third and 2 outs, and he grounded out. Now he's got a runner at second with 2 outs. A hit can do the same thing here, score a run. First pitch to him, a fastball outside, 1-0. Already had an extra inning game earlier today. The 11-seed Illinois took down the 5-seeded Michigan, or the 7-seeded Michigan Wolverines 6-5 in 10 innings. Jacob Schroeder, a home run at the top of the 10th, won it. Now a 1-0 game here in the fourth. The 1-0 to Wiggins doesn't go. It's a called strike, 1-1. Tomorrow, a full slate of games, including actually one tonight. Michigan State, the 12 seed against the 8 seed Nebraska. That's tonight after our game is done. 3 more tomorrow, 3 every day until Friday. The 1-1 at the knees, a strike, 1-2. UCLA and Illinois tomorrow. Penn State, Washington, and Iowa, Rutgers. So the Scarlet Knights right back at it tomorrow evening, but they got to win here today to make that worthwhile. And they're up 1-0 in the fourth. Runner at second, 2 outs, 1-2 count. Mack to Wiggins. Ball low and inside, 2-2. Hogan Denny got hit by a pitch. He stole second base, but then Malamazian struck out. Corbin Dickerson pacing in the dugout right now. as he watches his teammate Denny at second and Wiggins at the plate. 2-2. At the knees, a called strike 3, and Landon Mack is dealing. Back-to-back Ks, and he puts another 0 on the board. It's 1-0 Rutgers through 4 on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
Transform your garage door into a style statement that reflects your taste. With over 50 years of excellence, Overhead Door Company of Bloomington offers a vast selection of designs, colors, and glass options. Your satisfaction is guaranteed with their unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's repairs or replacements, trust the original Overhead Door Company in Bloomington. With over a century of combined experience, they've got your back. Call 812-337-DOOR for a free quote and elevate your home's curb appeal. That's 337-DOOR.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back here in Omaha, 1-0 our score in favor of Rutgers. Forgot to answer the J.R. Ellington Tree Experts trivia question. We did have a guess of 3. The correct answer is 4. Hoosiers have won it in 1996, 2009, 2013, and 2014. Those are the 4 conference tournament titles for Indiana. That's tied for 4th most. Michigan, Minnesota, and Ohio State have all won 10. Indiana, Illinois have won 4. Only 5 teams have won it multiple times. It was not played in either 2020 or 2021, but since then we've gone Michigan, Maryland, Nebraska. Rutgers got to the championship in 2022 and lost to Michigan. Indiana was in the semifinals last year, but they lost twice to Nebraska. That's one of the differences in the format this year, is that we won't see the multi-play situation. You won't play the same team twice. You're going to play each team in your pool, then you're going to play somebody in the semifinals, and you're going to play somebody in the championship. We are waiting on something at the moment. I think we were waiting on Big Ten Network. Oh, it was a Jeff Mercer conversation on the headset, chatting with the folks up in the booth. 1-0 Rutgers here at the top of the 5th, and Ryan Kraft deals his first pitch. A called strike on the off-speed to J.T. Thompson, who grounded out to second. He flew out to left his first time up. And the 0-1. Swings and misses ahead of that one. That's 0-2. Ryan Kraft versus Landon Mack has been a fascinating matchup on the mound so far today. Only 6 combined hits and 1 run. And the 0-2 to Thompson. Hit hard to second. I could tell the future when I said he grounded out to second. That time he does. And that's out number 1. Kraft only 1 strikeout, but no walks, no hit batters. He's been hit a couple of times, including the difference right now, which is the solo home run for Jack Sweeney. But another situation where you're just waiting on the offense to come to the plate and do its job. First pitch to R.J. Johnson is a called strike, 0-1. This offense is too good to be blanked at the moment, but give Landon Mack a ton of credit. He has delivered. The 0-1 to Johnson. Fastball for a strike, 0-2. 53 pitches for Kraft. It's many more for Mack. He's in the upper 60s, I believe. 0-2 to Johnson. Oh, I don't know where that missed. Maybe a hair outside. It's a good pitch. Mack, through his 4 innings, has tossed 69 pitches. Kraft needed less than 50, so he's on a better trajectory. Here's the 1-2. Inside. Boy, he is painting the edges and not getting the call from David Ewell quite yet. Kevin Siebold is beginning the warm-up process down to the bullpen, but that just requires tossing a medicine ball against the wall. There's a 2-2 that's called, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game. They've both been looking from Ryan Kraft. He does what he needs to do there to put a second out of the board. Now Brennan Hyde 0 for 2 today. Career home run record at Nichols, where he hit 25 over his 4 seasons there. 9 home runs last year was a career best. He's got 5 this year. He's hitting .255 on the season. First pitch from Kraft, misses high, 1-0. Fly out the fielder's choice so far today for Hyde. 401 hitter last year for Nichols. First team all-conference each of the last 2 years when he was there at Nichols. And that ball misses outside of a 2-0 count on Hyde. He's reached in 17 straight, has had a hit in 16 of his last 17. They moved him up to the leadoff spot midway through the season. It's been a good decision for the Scarlet Knights. 2-0, breaking ball for a strike. The curveball, which had been such a big addition for Ryan Kraft this season. That one lands. Base is empty, 2 outs. Here's the 2-1 to Hyde. Hit up the middle. Malamazian gets over to it, tosses sidearm to first, and retires the side in order. Good play by Cooper. Great pitching from Ryan Kraft. He's doing his job. Time for the offense to do theirs. It's 1-0 Rutgers midway through the 5th on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
The experienced team at Rapid Roofing and Restoration has provided honest, ethical, and reliable service to fellow Hoosiers for the past 27 years. They specialize in roofing, siding, gutters, and storm restoration. Rapid Roofing is locally owned and operated, and their 5-star customer service truly sets them apart. Whether your roof is past its prime, leaks, or you suspect storm damage, visit rapidroofs.com and sign up for a free roof inspection today, because everyone deserves a little R&R.
And might you be buzzed when you suddenly love everything?
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real?
Rutgers 1, Indiana 0 into the bottom of the 5th inning here in Omaha. Must-win game for both sides here in their opener of the Big Ten tournament. It's not like the old format where you could lose the opener and come back from the loser's bracket. If you are not a top 4 seed, you cannot lose in this tournament. Nolan Peel is up in the bullpen, a 2.70 ERA out of the bullpen for Rutgers, one of their top arms, another freshman. He is up and starting the process of tossing around. So with 69 pitches for Landon Mack on short rest, they know that there may be a situation where they have to go to the bullpen. But it's also a little bit up to Indiana right now to work him out of this game. You're going to have some good at-bats. The word that Jeff Mercer loves to use is be dutiful. And if they can do that, then they can maybe get him out of this ball game. 8-9-1 due up. Tyler Cerny was red hot after Friday's win over Michigan, but went 0 for on Saturday and then 0 for 1 so far today. But he came into today with a .433 batting average in the month of May. He has 198 career hits. He's looking to get to 200 here in this trip to Omaha. Landon Mack been sensational so far. Indiana crack into him. Only 2 hits so far for the Hoosiers. First pitch to Cerny. He hits this one through the left side. And a leadoff single for Tyler Cerny. It's his 14th hit in the month of May, his 199th in his career. And he sets the table now for Jake Stadler, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Only one pitch thrown, so not working the count up, but you get a guy on base, never going to complain about that. This is a guy at the plate right now at Jake Stadler that swings early and often. He told us last week when we talked to him at Michigan that he believes the best pitches to hit are early in the at-bat. First pitch to Stadler on the inside corner, a strike, 0-1. We were talking with Blake Allen, assistant coach, yesterday at dinner. He was talking about how you fall behind 0-1 in a count. Statistics will tell you it's less than a 10% chance that you're going to come up with a base hit, which is a crazy stat. I don't know how true that is, but he showed me the article he was reading. 0-1 here on Stadler. Does not strike out a whole lot. Only 11 on the year, only 5 in Big Ten play. Could be a bunt situation. He's laid down 7 sacrifice bunts on the year. Third baseman's ready for it. He shows it. He lays it down. Back to the pitcher. Picked up by Mack. Tossed over to first, and they get him. But job well done by Jake Stadler. Takes the double play out of order. Moves Cerny to second base. And now the top of the order has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Same situation as the last inning. Denny was at second after he stole the base with 1 out. And then it went strikeout, strikeout. Runner at second with 1 out back in the third. It went fly out, fielder's choice. So this is another opportunity. It's the 4th straight inning, and Indiana's put a runner in scoring position. Somebody's got to step up and drive him in. He'll step off the mound. He'll throw back to second, and he got him. Cerny is out at second base. Unbelievable. Jeff Mercer can't believe it. I think he might challenge this. He was waiting to hear what Tyler had to say as he ran to him. And he has now motioned to the umpire crew to take a look at this one. We'll take a look as well. Ooh, it's close. He might be safe. He might be safe. Ooh, no, I think he got him. Oh, that's a frustrating one. That's just stuff you can't do. You cannot do that. You cannot get thrown out at second base on a pickoff attempt. In this 1-0 game, base runner's so valuable. He's absolutely out upon further review. That's a mental mistake by Tyler Cerny. And just a really crucial one at this stage in the game. You had a runner on. He was moved over on the bunt. You're working the pitch count up on Mack. He's up to 72. You can have a nice long inning here, get him out of the game. And it's just a huge mental blunder by Tyler Cerny. He was caught leaning toward third. Indiana takes a desperate stab at it, but he's going to be out. Here comes David Ewell from the replay review. Supposed to be mic'd up. We cannot hear him, but he's out. But Tyler Cerny's out. That is just a really, really bad play there by Indiana. No other way to put that one. That is an inexcusable mistake at this point in the season, in the game. So Tyler Cerny wiped off the base paths, and they're empty now with 2 outs for Will Moore. First pitch from Mack is outside 1-0. So much for working up the count on Landon Mack. Indiana is 1 for 5 with 2 outs today. Moore watches a strike. A triple from Malamazian, the only hit with 2 outs in this entire game between the two teams. Neither offense has played well, but the solo homer for Rutgers is the difference. The 1-1 to Moore, grounded to the right side. Backhand play at first, and the ball's thrown away. And Will Moore is aboard on what will, I would imagine, be scored as a hit. That was a really bad throw from Ty Doucette at first. He had to go all the way into the hole on the right side of the infield to get to it. Was trying to throw it to his pitcher covering the bag, and he went way behind him. So a little 2-out spark for the Hoosiers. See if they can take care of it. But, man, you just think about if Cerny's there at second base. Cerny's now at third with 1 out. That's just a huge mistake. They are going to rule that as an E3. Puts a runner on with 2 outs. See if Devin Taylor could do something. He put a charge into 1 his last time up. First pitch here, grounded foul to first, 0-1. Yeah, that is, if Indiana does not come back and win this game, you're going to look back at the bottom of the 5th inning. This could have been first and third with 1 out. And instead, Cerny picked off at second base. Didn't really give it a full slide back into the bag either. Got tagged while he was standing up trying to get into the bag. The 0-1 to Taylor. Fastball misses low, 1-1. .362 hitter. 60 RBI now in the year for Taylor after a big weekend against Michigan, where he drove it a pair. And the 1-1. Breaking ball high, 2-1. Good effort here from Taylor. Indiana trying to extend this inning and extend Landon Mack. The freshman's been dealing through 4 2/3. A lot of time left in this game and just a 1-0 contest. The 2-1 to Taylor is pulled foul, 2-2. It was the 4th and 5th innings, I believe, last year in the opener of the Big Ten tournament where Indiana got it going after a very sluggish start in that one against Purdue. This will be pitch number 80 right here for Landon Mack. And a 2-2 count with Taylor. Runner at first, 2 away. Taylor's 0 for 2 on the ball game. The pitch home from Mack is hit into right and a base hit for Devin Taylor. Will Moore will head for third. The throw is cut off and they're on the corners now with 2 outs. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but man, what if Tyler Cerny isn't picked off, the Hoosiers would have tied this game up right there. But now Corbin Dickerson can tie it as he comes to the plate with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Trying to spark something. Against Purdue, Indiana scored all their runs in the 5th and the 6th innings. They were down 1-0, scored 3 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, and despite giving up 4 in the 9th, they won 8-6. 5th inning, they also scored 2 against the Buckeyes. It's been a friendly inning to them the last 2 years. First pitch, Dickerson grounded to short, and across the diamond, the throw is in time. 1 pitch again to Corbin. He's not really waiting at the plate. He's swinging right away, and unfortunately it results in a ground out. Indiana's put a runner in scoring position in each of the last 4 innings. They have scored in 0 of them. It's 1-0 Rutgers through 5 on Hoosier Country 105, the IU Sports Radio Network.
Get your grill on with Inside Out Kitchen and Bath, your authorized Big Green egg dealer, and now your authorized dealer for Napoleon gas grills. Crank up the heat and bring your barbecue to the next level. Inside Out Kitchen and Bath offers an expanded selection of grill accessories, barbecue sauces, and barbecue rubs. Special financing available on Big Green eggs and Napoleon gas grills through Synchrony Bank, May 21st through May 27th. Subject to credit approval. See store for details. Visit Inside Out Kitchen and Bath today in Ellettsville, across from Urban Air.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Still 1-0 Rutgers here at the Big Ten Tournament. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Rapid Roofing and Restoration, your local roofing experts. They're offering you a free roof inspection. Schedule it now at rapidroofs.com. Rapid Roofing and Restoration, where everyone deserves a little R&R. No out-of-town scoreboard to keep an eye on right now. with all the scores happening in town this weekend. The only other score so far, Illinois 6, Michigan 5 in 10 innings. Michigan had the bases loaded in a tie game in the bottom of the ninth, but they grounded into a 4-2-3 double play to end the inning. The Illini somehow got out of it. Then Jacob Schroeder hit a go-ahead home run at the top of the 10th to win it. Ty Doucette, Trevor Cohen, and Jack Sweeney. 3 of the 4 Rutgers hits have come from this trio. Ryan Kraft working into the 6th. They've gotten everything they could have hoped for from him today. First pitch to Doucette. Changeup for a strike, 0-1. The issue is they've gotten nothing out of their offense. Yeah, I mean, that's the difference. Here's the 0-1 to Doucette. This is low, 1-1. Doucette has had a hit in 15 straight Big Ten games. He was 6 for 12 against the Hoosiers last year. 3 doubles, couple RBI. Indiana did sweep that series. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. In fact, looking at the series history, Indiana leads at 16-7, 9-5 under Jeff Mercer. Rutgers swept the series in 2022 and beat the Hoosiers here in Omaha in 2022. But then Indiana swept them in 24. A 1-2 fouled off. Doucette stays alive. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Indiana as Kraft continues to work. It's still just shy of 70 pitches on the day. Only blemish is the solo home run from the man in the hole, Jack Sweeney. 1-2 to Doucette. Fouled off again. These are 2 tough guys to get out. These next 2, Doucette and Cohen, were both 1 for 2. They combined for a couple of hits in the first inning but didn't score. They were both recorded out in the 3rd inning. Kraft trying to start off the 5th, or I should say the 6th, with an out. The 1-2. Hit hard out to right, and that ball is gone. Another solo home run, this one from Ty Doucette. 13th of the year, and the Scarlet Knights are up 2-0. Second hit of the day for Doucette. And Ryan Kraft has gotten 0 help from his offense, and now the offense of Rutgers adds another one to the board. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105. Well, in a must-win game, the Hoosier offense hasn't scored. It's 2-0 Rutgers here in the top of the 6th off the solo homer from Doucette. Now Trevor Cohen's up, and he watches a strike 0-1. And now Gavin Seabold is getting loose in the Indiana bullpen. Again, we have a game on Friday, and I'm not going to try and paint it up as anything if the drama's taken out with a loss today. The 0-1 foul back. I know that's bad for business, but There's nothing to that Friday game if Indiana does not win here today. It is simply just a game to go out on a winning note and wrap up the season. If you win today, that game is a move-on type of game. The 0-2 is low, 1-2 to Cohen, because it won't matter what Iowa does against Rutgers if Rutgers loses this game, because if everybody finishes 1-1, Iowa makes it through. If somebody goes 2-0, they make it through. These 2 teams have to go 2-0. The 1-2 to Cohen. Inside, almost hit him on the sinker. Or it did hit him. No. He was starting to take the padding off. 2-2 count on Cohen. Kraft gave up the leadoff home run back in the 4th and retired the next 3 he faced. Just gave off a leadoff homer here in the 6th. The 2-2. Hit out into center field, tailing left, but Dickerson able to get underneath it, make the catch for out number 1. You watch a guy give up 2 home runs, and you say, what's he doing? But this game looks a lot different if there's 3, 4, 5 runs on the board. Indiana's had runners in scoring position in their last 4 innings. And 3 of them they've had with less than 2 outs. They haven't been able to score in any of them. Not a single hit with runners in scoring position today. First pitch to Sweeney. Foul tip for a strike, 0-1. Neither team actually has a hit with runners in scoring position. Rutgers 0 for 2, Indiana 0 for 6. The 0-1 to Sweeney. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Indiana is 222 at the plate, 4 of 18. Rutgers is 255 of 20, but their 2 home runs are the difference. 2-0 Scarlet Knights. Top of the 6th, 1 out, nobody on. 0-2 to Sweeney. Outside, 1-2. He hit the first of the 2 home runs back in the 4th inning, a solo shot, just his 2nd of the year, and his first in the Big Ten Conference. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good comeback by Kraft. Gets him swinging for strikeout number 3. And Kraft has a chance to put up a quality start here by recording the next out, and could still get handed the loss. And to reiterate, this Rutgers Scarlet Knights team hit 40 home runs on the year. Indiana hit 88. And yet it's Rutgers that's hit a pair and has taken the 2-0 lead. First pitch to Santos. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Indiana was 3rd in the Big Ten in home runs. Rutgers was last. And their home runs are the difference at the moment. Still time for the Hoosiers to mount a comeback. The 0-1 to Santos, outside, 1-1. But it will need to start pretty soon before you start to kind of lose that belief and that hope if you're Indiana. The 1-1 to Santos, pulled foul, 1-2. That's the only knock on Kraft this year. He has given up 13 home runs. But today he's kept them to solo homers, and again, your offense scores and a couple of those chances they had. This feels a lot different. A 1-2 to Santos. Leans at it, pops it up, foul out of play. It's crazy how big a 2-0 lead feels at the moment. Landon Mack's been dealing for Rutgers. A 1-2 to Santos. Slow roller. Kraft comes up to get it. Throws to first. Got him. Good play by Ryan Kraft. It's a quality start for the lefty. He did it against Purdue 2 weeks ago, and he does it today. This time it's 6 innings. He's given up just the 2 runs on the solo homers, including 1 just a moment ago. It's 2-0 Rutgers, midway through the 6th on Hoosier Country 105, the IU Sports Radio Network.
Able Nursery is your locally owned source for all of your landscaping needs. They are your one-stop shop from start to finish, offering design, installation, maintenance, and mowing services. Able Nursery's expert staff can do it all, backed by over 50 years of experience. And don't forget, the Garden Center is open with new items all spring long. See more about their professional services at ablenursery.com or call 812-825-2530. Remember to shop local this spring and trust all your landscaping needs with the reliable, hardworking, and highly experienced staff at Able Nursery and Landscape.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back in Omaha, where the Hoosiers have some work to do. They're down 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Osterminder with you. Thanks so much for joining us. We have another game Friday at 2 o'clock Central against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Need to win today to make that one matter. First pitch to Hanley is low, 1-0. 0 for 2 today for Jake Hanley. Strikeout, flyout. Two of the best freshmen of the conference dueling between Hanley and Mack here. The 1-0 from Mack. Hit to the right side of the infield, into the hole. Second baseman with a long run, and he pulls the first baseman off the bag with his throw. So Hanley is in to lead off the inning. Second straight inning, Indiana's put the leadoff guy on. It's going to be ruled a single for Hanley. And now the tying run comes to the plate. 83 pitches for Landon Mack. Again, they have one of, if not their best bullpen guy in Nolan Peel, a freshman righty up in the bullpen for Rutgers when that time comes. Denny was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch to him here, a fastball for a strike, 0-1. 2-0 Rutgers in the bottom of the sixth. Indiana scored 5 in the bottom of the sixth in their opener last year against Purdue. Would love something like that right here. The 0-1 to Denny. High and inside, 1-1. Jake Hanley's aboard with an infield single to start the inning. Second straight with a guy on. Cerny was moved to second with a bunt, but then picked off. He would have scored on the ensuing hits had he stayed on. Denny goes the other way, and it's foul. And he's behind 1-2. That's one of the bigger what-ifs of the ball game right now. Had Cerny been on, and maybe the inning goes differently, but if it goes as it did, Moore grounded to second and reached on an error, and that would have moved Cerny to third. And then Taylor singled, and that would have scored Cerny. 1-2. Denny hits it to the right side, snagged by a diving Thompson on a hop. What a play by J.T. Thompson. Robbing Denny of a hit. One bounce, full extension into his glove. He hops up and throws to first. Excellent play.
Number 15, Cooper Malamazian.
So now Cooper Malamazian's up with a triple and a strikeout on the day. And for the 5th consecutive inning, Indiana has put a runner in scoring position. And for the 4th consecutive inning, it's with less than 2 outs. They have failed to bring him in every time. First pitch to Cooper, foul ball. And it's 0-1 off the catcher. Indiana is 0 for 6 today with runners in scoring position. Landon Mack has been able to skirt the danger all day. Runner at third with 2 outs in the second. That was Malamazian, and he got stranded. Runners at first and second with 1 out in the third. They didn't move. Runner at second with 1 out in the fourth. Back-to-back Ks. Runner at second with 1 out got picked off. Then runners at first and third with 2 outs last inning and a ground out. And now today here in the 6th, it's a runner at second. And Malamazian with another foul tip. He's behind 0-2. Jake Hanley with the infield single. Moved to second on the Denny ground out. That was so close to being 2 on, no outs. But what a play by J.T. Thompson to rob Denny of a base hit. Looking for a 2-hit day for Cooper right here. Trying to put a run on the board. The 0-2 doesn't go. Oh, yes, he did. It broke the wrist. Strike 3. That pitch was, I mean, look, I'm a mile up in the air here. That did not ever look like a strike. Dove into the dirt. Malamazian broke the wrists. His second strikeout of the ball game, and that Indiana dugout is lifeless right now. Very little clapping. Very little anything other than some sunken shoulders. Indiana's going to go to the bench. Joey Brincheski has come in here with 2 outs and a runner at second base in the place of Andrew Wiggins. That means there's going to be a defensive replacement coming up in the next inning for the Hoosiers. I don't think that'll be a straight swap for Joey out in right. He has been working with the outfielders this season. Runner at second, 2 away, and the first shot of the ball game for Brincheski, a 300 hitter on the year. Just has not gotten as many opportunities this year. Only 23 starts. This is the 15th time he's come off the bench. His hit just 229 in Big Ten play. He can drive runs in, 24 on the year. He had 42 last year. And a really big spot to come in cold here. The 1-0 from Mack, swing and a miss. 1-1. Mack trying to complete his 6th inning and put his 6th quality start up. That's, of course, 3 earned runs or fewer in 6 innings. Kraft has done it today with 2 earned runs in 6. Mack's trying to do it scoreless. Brincheski trying to change that. The 1-1. Low, 2-1. No walks from either pitcher today. 2 hit batters for Mack, but he hasn't walked anybody. He has struck out 6. Has allowed 5 Hoosier hits, has sprinkled them around. Each team's had 5 hits. Rutgers' 2 solo homers are the difference in this game. 2-0 Rutgers in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Hanley at second base with 2 outs and a 2-1 count for the pinch hitter, Joey Brincheski. Max 2-1. Pulled to the right side. JT Thompson gets there, tosses to first. Must-win game, and the Hoosiers not playing like it right now. It's 2-0 Rutgers through 6 on Hoosier Country 105 of the IU Sports Radio Network.
Your smile is one of a kind, so why settle for one size fits all? At Coughlin Orthodontics, they know your teeth deserve custom care, designed just for you. Introducing Light Force Orthodontics 3D printed braces, exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. It's cutting-edge orthodontics that's as unique as your smile. Be original. Be confident. Be you. Coughlin Orthodontics, creating smiles since 1968. Your smile deserves the best. Visit CoughlinOrthodontics.com to learn more and request an appointment.
What is dedication?
My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. I think a parent's job is to protect our children but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Back at Charles Schwab Field, the home of the 2025 Big Ten Baseball Tournament. We are 6 innings in, and Rutgers has a 2-0 lead. Indiana has put Caleb Koski in the game out in right field. Comes in after Brincheski pinch hit for Wiggins. And Ryan Kraft is still out there as we start the 7th. Pitch count is at 83 right now for Kraft. The bigger concern is the fact that Indiana just can't score. It has been a really tough outing offensively. And give Landon Mack credit, but at some point you got to have some pride if you're Indiana and step up. Somebody's got to step up and get a hit. They have not been able to do it. 5 straight innings with a runner in scoring position. They have scored in none of them. They've stranded 7 guys in that time. Called strike on Jomar Carreras. He's as empty as he starts the 7th. The 0-1. Hit on a line into left center and a base hit for Jomar Carreras. And the leadoff man is aboard for Rutgers. 1 for 3 day for him. Reached on an error earlier in the game. Now he reaches on a hit. Matt Chattel is going to be the next man out.
Number 28, Matt Chattel.
Again, we can't say it enough. You have to win this game today in order for the next game to matter. If you lose this game, you still have to play another game, but it's going to be completely irrelevant. Kraft looks over at first, delivers to Chattel, shows bunt, pulls it back, ball in the dirt, 1-0. Natural field here at Charles Schwab, and they do such a great job, the grounds crew does, making this place in tip-top shape. And it'll look even better, I'm sure, in June for the College World Series. which the Big Ten has a couple of teams that could certainly get there in Oregon and UCLA. Toss over to first. Rutgers' dugout has a lot of energy in it. Indiana's dugout looks like everybody just lost their puppy. The 1-0 shows bunt, lays it down. Kraft comes to get it, throws to first, and they record the out. Sacrifice bunt executed by Matt Chattel. Thought Kraft might have had a play there at second base, but he was going to first the whole way.
Second baseman, number 14, J.T. Thompson.
Now J.T. Thompson, junior from Abilene Christian, 0 for 2 on the day. Ryan Kraft has been terrific today, and Indiana's offense has totally left him hanging. First pitch to Thompson, low, 1-0. Now he's got to try and strand that runner at second base. He's got one out of the board, runner at second for Thompson. Seabold continues to toss in the bullpen. Kraft looks back over his shoulder. Now the 1-0 pitch, grounded to short. Malamazian's there. He'll collect and throw, and that's out number 2. Carreras moves over to third, but Kraft needs to get one more out to get out of the inning. R.J. Johnson 1 for 2 today with that bunt single and a strikeout. This will be pitch number 90 coming up right here for Ryan Kraft, who tossed 81 on Thursday night in Ann Arbor and got hit pretty hard by the Wolverines. He's really turned it around today. First pitch to Johnson. This is high, 1-0. He's putting himself in a position here over the last 2+ months of the season to, I think, get a look from somebody in Pro Bowl. He's been really good. ERA sub 3.5 since early March. The 1-0 misses low, 2-0. Right now trying to keep this at a 2-run game. It is Rutgers 2, Indiana nothing in the top of the 7th. Hoosiers will have 3 innings to score at least a pair. The 2-0. This is outside. If you walk R.J. Johnson, the top of the order is looming. Brennan Hyde 0 for 3, but the guys right behind him are as dangerous as they get in the Big Ten. The 3-0. That's a sinker for a strike, 3-1. Big at-bat right here with a runner at third and 2 outs in this 2-0 Rutgers lead. Kraft trying to keep it at where it is. The 3-1 is hit into left center. It's pretty shallow. Dickerson won't get there. And Rutgers scores another RBI single from the 9-hole for R.J. Johnson. A guy who had 12 hits all year in the Big Ten has 2 today. And the Scarlet Knights have a 3-0 lead. First hit with runners in scoring position by either team today. Here comes Dustin Glant. And here comes Gavin Siebold. The day is done for Ryan Kraft. He gave it everything he had today. Only 3 runs in 6 2/3. His offense has left him hanging. Gavin Siebold's going to try and clean up the 7th when we come back.
This is Jeff Ellington from J.R. Ellington Tree Experts. Ellington Tree Experts offer specials all year long and free estimates. Look to Ellington Tree Experts for yard and storm cleanup, shrub and tree trimming, tree and stump removal, and we'll complete the job on time, and we won't leave until you have a smile on your face. When it comes to cost, Ellington Tree Experts will beat the competitor's price, and we accept credit cards and reasonable payment plans. If you're tired of picking up sticks after every wind event, call us now. We specialize in 24-hour emergency storm service. I'm Jeff Ellington, and I want to be your arborist.
For over 40 years, J.R. Ellington Tree Experts have given the best quality and prices on tree care. They don't mow yards and they don't plant flowers. They specialize in tree removal. And with the only tree-dedicated 148-foot crane in the state of Indiana, allowing for quicker service. Call J.R. Ellington Tree Experts at 812-332-5882 and like them on Facebook for discounts.
We're the tree experts you want to call.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Indiana is the first team to open the door to the bullpen, brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Bloomington. And it's Gavin Siebold, who's the first out of the pen today. He relieves Ryan Kraft, 6 2/3, 7 hits, right now 3 runs, no walks and 3 strikeouts. That is plenty good to win you a baseball game, unless your offense puts up 0, which unfortunately is what has happened so far today. Gavin Siebold, 16 appearances, 6 starts, 3-5, the 7.43 ERA. His ERA, though, is 4.75 when he comes out of the bullpen. Pitched a scoreless inning to get the save against Michigan. Gave up a leadoff double, then struck out 2 guys to finish it off. And before that, 2 runs in 3 2/3 with 6 strikeouts against Purdue. For 43 games this season, he was the only Hoosier starter to go 6 innings. And now Gilly and Kraft have done it a couple of times, including today for Kraft. But he did just give up a bloop single to R.J. Johnson to score another run for Rutgers. It's 3-0 Scarlet Knights and a must-win game for both sides. Siebold's got to get one more out in the inning. He faces Brennan Hyde at the top of the order and a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Winner of this game will have a shot to beat Iowa and advance to the semifinals. The loser of the game will just go play for funsies. Rutgers tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, and Indiana on Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern. There will be nothing to play for the loser. The 0-1. Hit out into center field. Dickerson chasing back at the warning track. It's gone. 2-run homer for Rutgers, and the Scarlet Knights are inching closer to the first win of the Big Ten tournament. Solo shot for Brennan Hyde. This is, again, a team that has hit the fewest home runs in the Big Ten all season. They've hit 3 today. 5-0 Rutgers with a 3 spot here in the top of the 7th.
The first baseman.
Now Ty Doucette, who is 2 for 3 with one of those home runs today, his 13th of the year. It's his 28th multi-hit game. Siebold's had the same issue as Kraft, giving up a lot of home runs. And the pitch high, and the count's 1-0. Indiana pitching has given up 3 today and 64 on the year in what is their 55th game of the season. The 1-0 to Doucette. Bounces short of the plate, 2-0. Unfortunately, we are watching the season come to an end for Indiana unless there is a 5-run comeback in the final 3 innings, which has not been done all season by Indiana. In fact, they've only had 3 or 4 comeback victories this entire year. The 2-0, that's outside, 3-0. Indiana's recipe to winning this year has been scoring early and then holding on. Today, they haven't scored at all, and that's not going to win you a lot of games. In fact, it won't win you any games. The 3-0. It's a strike, 3-1. It's a bummer because I think this Indiana team's built to win this tournament. But as we have said for the last couple of weeks, it's going to come down to the offense. Because I think that we were all confident in the pitching. And the pitching has done their job today. I know they've given up 3 homers, but the pitching has done their job. Here's the 3-1, breaking ball for a strike, 3-2. But the offense has left a lot to be desired today. 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position is not good enough. Doucette going to play for the Bourne Braves this coming summer. He's got a 3-2 count. Pitch home, grounded up the middle, and a base hit. And Rutgers is a freight train running downhill right now. They are fired up on in the dugout, and they can sense blood in the water right now. 6th 3-hit game of the year for Doucette. The Indiana team picked to finish 3rd before the season began. Faced a lot of adversity, and it was a lot of self-inflicted adversity with early losses and a bad start to the year, but really felt like they had picked themselves up off the mat over the last 3 weeks. First pitch to Cohen, swing and a miss, 0-1. With the series sweep at Abilene and series wins against Purdue and Michigan to end the season. 8-2 over their last 10 games, but this team looks like somebody forgot to tell them this was a win-or-go-home game. They just have not brought the intensity level they've needed today. The 0-1 to Cohen. Hit to the right side. Cerny with a diving effort to stop it. His throw to first in time. So the second basemen are flashing their leather today. That gets the Hoosiers out of the inning. But 4 hits, 3 runs, and the Hoosiers are running out of time. 7th inning stretch. It's 5-0. Rutgers here on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
Transform your garage door into a style statement that reflects your taste. With over 50 years of excellence, Overhead Door Company of Bloomington offers a vast selection of designs, colors, and glass options. Your satisfaction is guaranteed with their unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's repairs or replacements, trust the original Overhead Door Company in Bloomington. With over a century of combined experience, they've got your back. Call 812-337-DOOR for a free quote and elevate your home's curb appeal. That's 337-DOOR.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Bottom 7, Hoosiers need some runs. They're going to do it against a new pitcher as Rutgers opens the door to the bullpen, brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Bloomington. Whether it's new doors or maintenance and repair of your existing residential or commercial garage door system, call Overhead Door Company of Bloomington at 812-337-DOOR. Landon Mack's done. 6 innings, 5 hits, scoreless with 6 Ks and no walks. And now Nolan Peel, another right-handed freshman, comes in from Landenberg, Pennsylvania. 13 appearances, 1 start, 1-1 with a 2.70 ERA. He's given up just 5 earned runs in 20 innings of Big Ten play through a season-high 3 2/3 a week and a half ago against Penn State. Gave up just 1 run on a solo homer, struck out 4. And he struck out 4 more last weekend against Maryland in 2 1/3. First pitch to Cerny at the top of the zone, a strike, and it's 0-1. Tyler Cerny 1 hit away from 200 after that base hit to lead off the 5th inning. Then he got picked off at second base. That's really the sliding door moment of this game, I think. And he sends one foul. Because if he doesn't get picked off, the game would have been tied at 1 at the worst in that 5th inning. He got picked off. Hoosiers don't score. And since then, Rutgers has piled up 4 in the last 2 innings. 0-2. Inside, 1-2. He thought he got hit, not going to get the call. He also has a record hit by pitches in his career with 43. 14 hits in the month of May. Been red hot. And the 1-2, that one's over his head to the backstop from Nolan Peel. Had a 3-out save against Ohio State. 2-out save against Illinois. 3-inning save. 2-inning save against Illinois. And he would be in line for a save if he pitches the final 3 innings here, which I would imagine Rutgers would love to see from him. The 2-2, Cerny swing and a miss. 200th hit. Gonna have to come in the 9th inning or in some sort of Hoosier rally coming up here. Base is empty, 1 out for Jake Stadler. And Indiana fought through the early struggles of the season. I thought if they won this pool, they got to the weekend, they could at least have a candidacy for an at-large spot. And Stadler hits one down the left field line. Chasing after it's R.J. Johnson. He makes the catch. 1 pitch, 2nd out. But this has been an effort not worthy of an at-large bid today for the Hoosiers. This has just not been good enough. This offense has been lethargic and lackluster. 5 hits, no runs, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Base is empty, 2 outs for Will Moore. Got on via an error last time up. He also had a single in the 3rd, extending his on-base streak to 18 straight. And the first pitch misses. They're going to call that a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Indiana will have Gilly and Grable on Friday, but if they don't come back, it's not going to matter. The 0-1 to Moore. That one misses high, 1-1. And if Iowa beats Rutgers tomorrow, that game on Friday won't matter for either team. The 1-1 inside, 2-1, because at that point Indiana would be 0-1, Rutgers would be 1-1, and Iowa would be 0-1. Or sorry, they'd be 1-0. So even if they lost to Indiana, they'd be 1-1. They'd have the tiebreaker. It's called strike on Will Moore and a 2-2 count now. Again, if everybody ends 1-1, Iowa's through. So even if Iowa just wins tomorrow and Indiana were to lose today, that Friday game between Indiana and Iowa will be completely irrelevant. 2-2 to Moore inside. Everybody on Rutgers was heading toward the dugout, but Will Moore lives to see another pitch as he fills up the count here against Nolan Peel. And one of their best arms out of the bullpen. This Rutgers team is loaded with talented freshmen, both their main weekend starters on the All-Big Ten freshman team. Payoff pitch spoiled foul by Moore. Carreras, as we mentioned, on the All-Big Ten freshman team. Nolan Peel probably didn't pitch enough innings, but 2.70 ERA, certainly deserving of a shout. 2 outs, nobody on. Payoff pitch to Will Moore is grounded up the middle, and that is going to get cut off by Thompson. Aerial throw to first, not in time. He leaped up into the air, but couldn't get it to first before Moore stepped on the bag. Infield single for Will Moore. A 2-hit day for the 11th time this season. And with 2 outs and a runner on, here comes Devin Taylor on a 1-for-3 day. Got to score something here in this inning, preferably a crooked number, just to feel like you got a shot. If it's 5-2 going into the 8th, you feel like you can rally, but if it's 5-0, that's tough. Fastball for a strike, Taylor 0-1. Against one of their best bullpen arms, and on a day where the offense has had nothing going. Toss back to first, Moore's there safely. A Rutgers team that surged down the stretch, 8-4 over their final 4 weekend series in the Big Ten. And they're taking that momentum here today. Ball low to Taylor, 1-1. Indiana was playing well too, 8-2 over their last 10. But the momentum has found the side of the Scarlet Knights, favoring the Scarlet over the Crimson. 1-1 to Taylor. Doesn't go. It's called strike in the off speed, and it's 1-2. Again, Rutgers has hit 3 home runs today. They had just 40 all year, last in the Big Ten. Indiana's hit none. 2-1. The 1-2 miss is high. Now it's 2-2. Hoosiers said the 3rd most homers, and when you got the wind blowing out in Omaha, you got to take advantage. That's a rarity. Rutgers has. Indiana has not. 2-2. Taylor waits. It's low. No swing and a full count now. Back-to-back full counts. Will Moore made him work before getting an infield single. Taylor making him work. Can he cash in and give Corbin Dickerson another shot here? Payoff pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Nolan Peel strikes him out, and the Hoosiers are left empty through 7. Just not the day Indiana was looking for. 2 innings left. They're down 5-0 on Hoosier Country 105, the IU Sports Radio Network.
The experienced team at Rapid Roofing and Restoration has provided honest, ethical, and reliable service to fellow Hoosiers for the past 27 years. They specialize in roofing, siding, gutters, and storm restoration. Rapid Roofing is locally owned and operated, and their 5-star customer service truly sets them apart. Whether your roof is past its prime, leaks, or you suspect storm damage, visit rapidroofs.com and sign up for a free roof inspection today, because everyone deserves a little R&R.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Two innings left here in Game 1 of the Big Ten Tournament for Indiana and Rutgers. 5-0 Scarlet Knights. Unless the Hoosiers have a big comeback in them, their chance at postseason play will end today. There's no shot at an at-large bid. They have to win this tournament or at least make it to the weekend and see what happens. But a loss today would eliminate them from any potential opportunity of getting to the weekend. And right now they trail 5-0. Just a really tough performance at the plate by the Hoosiers. Seabold back out. He did give up a home run last inning, which put the final line on Ryan Kraft at 6 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. No longer a quality start for Kraft because he did give up a 4th earned run. Seabold will start off the inning against Jack Sweeney. First pitch outside, 1-0. He got the scoring started back in the 4th inning with a solo home run. Rutgers has scored 4 of its 5 runs off of homers today. 1-0 outside, 2-0. And I think that's the least predictable thing you could have come up with today with just looking at the two teams. And I said if Rutgers is going to score, they're going to string some hits together. Not hit home runs. It's just not their MO. But today it has been. It's a 2-0 to Sweeney, fouled straight back, 2-1. Michigan has already been eliminated earlier today. They'll still have another game on Thursday, but like the loser of this game, won't have anything to play for. I don't know how long this format will continue, but it is an interesting one. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Because it's just, if you're Indiana now, you lose this game, you're going to be sitting around until Friday just to play a game that doesn't matter. I know you don't want to go one and done and go home, but also don't really want to stay here for 3 days. There's a strike 3 called on Sweeney. And the 8th inning starts with a strikeout. The ACC did this last year, and then they went away from it. I just think if you ask the coaching staffs, you ask the athletic departments, would you rather go lose and go home or lose and have to stay for a meaningless game? It's probably going to be lose and go home. First pitch is low to Pablo Santos, 1-0. In the old format, you could lose the opening game, and it wasn't great. Not many teams were able to get out of the loser's bracket and make a run. Nebraska did last year. But you at least had a chance. You could lose the opener, you could lose a game, and still come back and win the tournament. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-1 on Santos. But with this tournament field, unless you are a top 4 seed, it doesn't matter. If you lose one, you're done. You do not get a second chance. The 1-1. Fastball fouled back. 1-2. But I will say, if you're going to be in a city for 3 extra days, there are worse spots to be than this wonderful city of Omaha. A lot of great baseball still to be played in this tournament moving forward. The 1-2. Breaking ball, hit out into right center. Dickerson charging, makes the catch, and records the second out of the inning. He's going to be the man to be 2 up in the 8th for the Hoosiers. Dickerson, then Hanley, and Denny. Dickerson is 0 for 13 over his last 3 games. And if you go all the way back to his leadoff double on Thursday against Michigan, he is 0 for his last 17 at the plate. Jomar Carreras is up with 2 outs and nobody on. He watches a strike from Siebold, 0-1. Well, if there's a knock on the 2 pitchers Indiana's thrown today, Siebold and Kraft, it's that they do give up a lot of fly balls and therefore do give up a decent amount of home runs. That has been the thing that's hurt the Hoosiers today. Ball in the side, 1-1. But they have both battled, and in the grand scheme of things, you should be able to win in a game where you give up 5 runs, especially when you're an Indiana team that averages the most runs in the Big Ten at 8.5 a contest. The 1-1. Up in the air to left. Taylor's got a play on it down the line, and he makes the catch. So Gavin Siebold works a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. It's starting to become now or never for the Hoosiers. They're down 5-0, and they'll have a chance to try and chip away coming up at the bottom of the 8th on Hoosier Country 105 and the IU Sports Radio Network.
Get your grill on with Inside Out Kitchen and Bath, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer, and now your authorized dealer for Napoleon Gas Grills. Crank up the heat and bring your barbecue to the next level. Inside Out Kitchen and Bath offers an expanded selection of grill accessories, barbecue sauces, and barbecue rubs. Special financing available on Big Green Eggs and Napoleon Gas Grills through Synchrony Bank, May 21st through May 27th, subject to credit approval. See store for details. Visit Inside Out Kitchen and Bath today in Ellettsville, across from Urban Air.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Back at the Big Ten tournament in Omaha, Nebraska. Rutgers leading Indiana 5-0. I'll surrender with you. We're brought to you in part by Inside Out Kitchen and Bath. Inside Out Kitchen and Bath is your South Central Indiana Big Green Egg dealer. Visit Inside Out Kitchen and Bath on North Centennial Drive in Bloomington for tasty recipes, and to find a dealer near you, visit BigGreenEgg.com. Dickerson, Hanley, and Denny 2 up. This Indiana team can hang a 5 spot on you real quickly, and if they're going to do it, they need to do it now. We saw Michigan down 3 entering the 8th in game 1, and they tied the game at 5. Indiana down 5 entering the 8th. Can they tie the game at 5? Long way to go, and the Hoosiers want to win this contest. Ball outside to Dickerson. In this 0 for 17 stretch, he has not even been walked. He's just not even getting on base right now. The 1-0 on the outside corner, 1-1. This is the first time since his opening at-bat that he didn't swing at the first pitch. Grounded out in each of his last 2 at-bats in 1 pitch. The 1-1 pitch, swings at that one, tailing away, 1-2. Such a good year for Corbin, not the way he's wanted to end it. Just in a massive slump here down the stretch. The 1-2 misses low, 2-2. Leads the Big Ten in RBI with 77. Leads the team in fourth in the Big Ten with 19 homers. Fourth most hits as well in the league with 76. The 2-2 outside, full count. 3 straight full counts now for Nolan Peel. And 50-50 on him so far. He allowed a single to Moore, struck out Taylor. Payoff pitch to Dickerson is right back up the middle. Cut off by Thompson at second. The throw to first is in time. Weatherford wants to challenge. Indiana will, but I think he's out. Indiana just using its final challenge in hopes of something to go their way, but Thompson has been unbelievable at second base. He's made some really nice plays for Rutgers. And we'll take a look at the replay on our monitor up here in the booth. I thought live he was out. Here we go. He is out at first base. So Indiana is now out of challenges, and they're down to 5 outs left in the game. 5-0 Rutgers, 1 out, nobody on for Jake Hanley, who is 1 for 3 today with a single back in the 6th inning. That second baseman has made, JT Thompson's been unbelievable today. Rob Denny of a hit, just took one away there from Dickerson. Called strike on Hanley 0-1. He's made the ridiculous look routine. The 0-1, foul tip, 0-2. It's a junior over there at second base, JT Thompson. He is not letting anything past him right now. Don't hit it there. Oh, 2. Hanley hits it left side. Base hit for the freshman of the year. He's got a couple today. And he's trying to start something with 1 out here in the 8th. He got on with an infield single in the 6th. That one going the other way with it. 73 hits on the year for the true freshman. That's his 21st multi-hit game of the season. Now Hogan Denny with 1 out here with the 8th. Indiana's gotten base runners on in every inning but the first. And Denny hits into left field on the first pitch, and a base hit for him. So 2 on with 1 out now for the Hoosiers here in the 8th. Imagine if Dickerson could have been just a split second faster. Could have had the bases loaded, maybe even a run in. But now Cooper Malamazian 1 for 3. He had that triple, but has struck out twice since. He's getting his first look at Nolan Peel. 2 on with 1 out. Hoosiers need to put runs across here, down 5-0 in the 8th. First pitch to Malamazian, up the middle, a base hit. Jake Hanley coming around third. He's going to hold there. I don't know if I love that call from Coach. I think he could have scored, but Mercer put the stop sign up. And there are now runners on every base after 3 straight singles from 3 straight freshmen. And now here comes a 4th straight freshman. He came in defensively 2 innings ago. Caleb Koski up with the bases loaded and 1 out. 205 hitter with 9 hits on the year. And here comes the Rutgers pitching coach, Mike McCray, in his first season coming over to join this program. I think Hanley could have scored there, but in the grand scheme of things, you need more than 1 run, so risking that for 1 run is probably not worth it. So I understand that thought process, because he gets thrown out at home and you still have no runs and there's 2 outs on the board. That's obviously crushing. Whereas you leave him loaded and hope that Koski can come through. He does have a grand slam this season that came back in his opening at-bat as a starter. It was his first start of the year in April against Michigan State. Bases were loaded, and his first at-bat, he delivered a grand slam to right. He went the other way with it. If you're going to hit a home run today, although there was 1 hit to right earlier in the ball game, you probably got to go to left with the wind blowing out that direction. Caleb Koski has 9 RBI on the year. Most of those came in the same weekend against Michigan State. That big series he had. First pitch to him. Outside corner, it's 0-1. Hanley, Denny, Malamazian, 3 straight singles have loaded the bases. Indiana now has as many hits as Rutgers does in this game. The 0-1 off the end of the bat, back to the pitcher. He'll underhand toss to first for 1 and get the force out there. A 1-2 fielder's choice for Caleb Koski. And Indiana is in jeopardy of not scoring anything here in the 8th.
Tyler Cerny.
Bases loaded, 2 outs for Tyler Cerny, looking for hit number 200 right here to score some runs. He's got 32 RBI on the year. First pitch from Peel, fastball for a strike, 0-1. One for 3 today for Tyler Cerny. Needs a hit to score some Hoosier runs. The 0-1 spikes into the chest of Chattel. Did a great job to keep it in front. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Just after the 5 o'clock hour here in Omaha. 5-0 Rutgers. In the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, bases loaded for the Hoosiers. The 1-1, Cerny late to it. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Grand slam would be an absolute game changer. Even just a hit with runners in scoring position. They just got their first one of the game by Malamazian, but it didn't score anybody. 1-2 to Cerny. It's a called strike 3. And Indiana strands the bases loaded. They had him with 1 out and somehow found a way to score 0 runs. 5-0 Rutgers. To the 9th we go.
Able Nursery is your locally owned source for all of your landscaping needs. They are your one-stop shop from start to finish, offering design, installation, maintenance, and mowing services. Able Nursery's expert staff can do it all, backed by over 50 years of experience. And don't forget, the Garden Center is open with new items all spring long. See more about their professional services at ablenursery.com or call 812-825-2530. Remember to shop local this spring and trust all your landscaping needs with the reliable, hardworking, and highly experienced staff at Able Nursery and Landscape.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Hoosiers had a chance to add some drama to this one with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning, but the Hoosiers go ground out, strikeout, and don't get anybody in. And it's still 5-0 Rutgers into the 9th. Gavin Seabold will be back on the mound. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105. Rutgers will have Chattel, Thompson, and Johnson. 7, 8, 9 of the order due up. Indiana just hasn't had it today, and they picked the worst time to have a game like this in a game that they absolutely had to have. Decker, Petty, and Thomas are up in the bullpen for the Hoosiers. Both these teams are eliminated with a loss. And right now it's 5-0 Rutgers in the top of the 9th. Chattel is 0 for 2 today. First pitch, a breaking ball high, 1-0. We will still have baseball for you on Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And as it looks right now, it'll just be kind of a ceremonial final game of the year for the Hoosiers against Iowa. The 1-0 is hit hard out to right. Koski's going back for it, spinning around onto the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 1. It'll be an opportunity for Indiana to end their season with a little bit of revenge dish to the Hawkeyes after Iowa swept the Hoosiers in 3 games in Iowa City back in late April. But we were hoping that that would be a winner moves on game with a lot of drama packed in it on a Friday afternoon, and instead, barring a big Indiana comeback, it's going to be a game that really is going to lack any juice. First pitch to Thompson is a strike. Now, if Rutgers beats Iowa tomorrow, then Rutgers is in. And that Friday game is not going to matter actually at all. Here's the 0-1. Bunt laid down. Siebold comes to get it on the third base side. Low throw to first in time for out number 2. And now that I think about it, it's not going to matter what happens in that game tomorrow, because Rutgers will either be eliminated with a loss to Iowa or they'll move on with a win over Iowa. So yeah, that Friday afternoon spot with Indiana against Iowa is going to have 0 implications if Indiana cannot come back and win this game. First pitch is a called strike to R.J. Johnson. The count is 0-1. Now for Iowa, if they win tomorrow against Rutgers, every win counts for them as they try and battle back into at-large conversation. Losing the Big Ten, I think, really hurt their chances with an RPI of 74. The 0-1, a swing and a miss, 1-1, or 0-2, excuse me. But they've still got a shot at it, so they're going to be playing for something regardless on Friday against Indiana, even if they do beat Rutgers and have the pool locked up. The 0-2, this is low, 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Since the home run, Siebold then gave up a single but has retired 6 straight. He has settled in. Unfortunately, the offense has given him and Kraft absolutely no help. The 1-2 to Johnson. Bounces short of the plate. And a 2-2 count. Johnson got the call up to the Cape Cod League last summer. He spent part of the summer in the Appy League with the Kingsport Axemen. Hit .375 over 21 games, so got the call up to play for the Brewster Whitecaps. Struggled there, 2 for 25, but still great experience and earned his way in there. 2-2 pitch is lifted out to left. Taylor barely has to move. He'll make the catch, and the Hoosiers head into the bottom of the 9th, down to their final 3 outs. They need 5 runs. The due-up is Stadler, Moore, and Taylor when we come back.
Your smile is one of a kind, so why settle for one size fits all? At Coughlin Orthodontics, they know your teeth deserve custom care, designed just for you. Introducing Light Force Orthodontics 3D printed braces, exclusively at Coughlin Orthodontics. Personalized braces designed to fit you perfectly. Fewer visits, faster results, less hassle. It's cutting-edge orthodontics that's as unique as your smile. Be original, be confident, be you. Coughlin Orthodontics, creating smiles since 1968. Your smile deserves the best. Visit CoughlinOrthodontics.com to learn more and request an appointment.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The season is on the line in these final 3 outs for Indiana. Their only hope to win this Big Ten tournament and advance to the NCAA tournament comes down to the bottom of the 9th. They trail 5-0 to the Scarlet Knights. Indiana has put runners in scoring position in 6 of the 8 innings of this game, and they are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That one hit didn't even score a run. Stadler, Moore, and Taylor, the due-up. They're going to have to bring a lot more to the plate than that. to keep this game alive. Down by 5 in the 9th against Nolan Peel, who's going for the 3-inning save. The win would go to Landon Mack, who was sensational with 6 scoreless, spreading around the 5 Hoosier hits he allowed. First pitch is low to Stadler, 1-0. 4 hits allowed by Peel, including 3 in a row in the 8th inning that loaded the bases. But a ground ball that got the out at home, and then a strikeout got Peel out of the inning. Pitch to Stadler, fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. One of the careers of these guys on the line right here. A guy like Stadler who went through senior day. Devin Taylor, Corbin Dickerson expected to be drafted with their seasons on the line. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. Getting guys on base has not been the issue, but Indiana is 4 for 16 with runners on and 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. The 2-1, that's outside, 3-1. They've done it without a walk. There's not been a single walk issued in this game between either side, which is incredibly impressive by the 4 pitchers that have offered in this game. Stadler's got a chance here at a 3-1 count to do something. And Peel delivers home, shows bunt. It's called strike, and Stadler's count is full. They're not playing him on the bunt, but he's certainly not going to do it now with 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Peel is fouled off. Stadler stays alive. Later tonight, Michigan State, the 12 seed, got in with their win over Minnesota on Saturday. They'll take on the 8 seed Nebraska, the host school. Always a big Nebraska crowd here at Charles Schwab Field when they're in action. Payoff pitch to Stadler is grounded to the right side. J.D. Thompson is there again and again. He makes a sliding play from his second base position for out number 1. That guy has been a Hoosier killer today. Sensational. Hard hit ground balls to the right side that just have no chance. 1 out, nobody on for Will Moore. Hoosiers down to 2 outs. Again, they will still have a game left in the season. It's just not going to be consequential. So for all intents and purposes, 2 outs left to save the year for the Hoosiers. Will Moore watches the ball low, 1-0. And again, had you scored 2 or 3 runs last inning, the drama would have at least been there here in the 9th. Here's the 1-0 to Moore. That hits him, so he'll take his base. 3rd Hoosier to get hit by a pitch today. 3rd time that he's recorded an on-base at-bat. He also reached on an error. So 4 times to first today for Will Moore. It's what he does best. And he's aboard with 1 out for Devin Taylor. Can you start something? Put a little bit of pressure on Peel. There is a guy up in the bullpen. 2 righties actually up in the bullpen for Rutgers. First pitch to Taylor. Waits on it, inside, 1-0. 1 for 4 today for Taylor with 2 strikeouts. Had a single back in the 5th. At his 200th hit earlier this season. Here's the 1-0. He does not offer on a ball in the dirt. They'll appeal to 3rd. No swing, 2-0. Best hitters coming to the plate here for Indiana with their backs against the wall. Do or die situation. With a runner at first and 1 out. The 2-0 to Taylor. Fastball inside, 3-0. Still not a walk in this game, but Taylor, who has walked the most times of anybody on this team with 51, stands at the plate in a 3-0 count. 21 more walks and strikeouts this year for Taylor. The 3-0 in there for a strike, 3-1 on the fastball from Nolan Peel. 3-1 count, 1 out, runner at first. 5-0 Rutgers, bottom 9. The 3-1 pitch is cranked out to right center. Going back for it is Cohen, and that ball is gone. Devin Taylor with a 2-run shot. And the Hoosiers aren't quitting quite yet. 2-run homer is the 17th of the season for Devin Taylor, who has almost caught Corbin Dickerson now. It's his 53rd of his career, and Indiana back on the scoreboard for the first time in this game. It's 5-2 here in the 9th. as Indiana tries to mount a one-out rally down 5-2, and Rutgers might be making a change, and they are. To the bullpen they go as Peel gives up the 2-run homer. 5-2 Rutgers, 1 out in the 9th. Hoosiers trying to keep their season alive when we come back.
This is Jeff Ellington from J.R. Ellington Tree Experts. Ellington Tree Experts offer specials all year long and free estimates. Look to Ellington Tree Experts for yard and storm cleanup, shrub and tree trimming, tree and stump removal, and we'll complete the job on time, and we won't leave until you have a smile on your face. When it comes to cost, Ellington Tree Experts will beat the competitor's price, and we accept credit cards and reasonable payment plans. If you're tired of picking up sticks after every wind event, call us now. We specialize in 24-hour emergency storm service. I'm Jeff Ellington, and I want to be your arborist.
For over 40 years, J.R. Ellington Tree Experts have given the best quality and prices on tree care. They don't mow yards and they don't plant flowers. They specialize in tree removal. And with the only tree-dedicated 148-foot crane in the state of Indiana, allowing for quicker service. Call J.R. Ellington Tree Experts at 812-332-5882 and like them on Facebook for discounts.
We're the tree experts you want to call.
Transform your garage door into a style statement that reflects your taste. With over 50 years of excellence, Overhead Door Company of Bloomington offers a vast selection of designs, colors, and glass options. Your satisfaction is guaranteed with their unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's repairs or replacements, trust the original Overhead Door Company in Bloomington. With over a century of combined experience, they've got your back. Call 812-337-DOOR for a free quote and elevate your home's curb appeal. That's 337-DOOR.
Indiana using every out it is allowed to use in this 9-inning ball game. 1 out in the 9th. A 2-run homer from Devitt Taylor brings the Hoosiers within 3. And it has forced Rutgers to open the door to the bullpen. Quinn Berglund, right-handed 6'2 graduate student from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 20 appearances, 4 starts, 3-4 with a 4.61 ERA. He has a 6.21 ERA in the Big Ten this year. As a reliever, though, he has a 1.91 ERA, 6 earned runs in 28 1/3. He has 5 saves on the year. First pitch to Dickerson, sidearm delivery, lands for a strike, 0-1. Not a save opportunity with the 3-run score. Or sure, I should say it is a save opportunity with the 3-run score. Dickerson fouls it off. And an 0-2 count now. 2 1/3 from Nolan Peel. And Dickerson ahead of that one, and he's down on 3 pitches. And what a for such a great season. Man, what a tough stretch. Now 0 for his last 19 at the plate. Jake Hanley represents the final chance for the Hoosiers. Quick, efficient work from the D3 transfer Quinn Berglund. And now he deals to Hanley, and he misses low, 1-0. 2 runs in on the Taylor homer. It's up to Hanley to keep the game alive. The 1-0. He taps it back to the pitcher. Berglund comes to get it. Underhand throw. Ball game. Rutgers is your winner by a final score of 5-2. And that effectively ends the Indiana baseball season. It will still have one more game on Friday, but unfortunately it will not mean anything. Rutgers wins today, and Indiana's season, for all intensive purposes, is over. We will hope that you join us for the love of baseball on Friday afternoon in a game that will not mean anything for either side. Indiana versus Iowa, Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern. We'll start around 2:50 with the pregame show. But unfortunately, that game won't have any consequences to it for either side, as Rutgers and Iowa will play for the pool tomorrow, and Indiana will play for the love of the game of baseball on Friday afternoon for one final time this season. We'll have you covered on Hoosier Country 105, the IU Sports Radio Network, on Friday afternoon. But that's it here from Omaha, where Indiana's season effectively comes to an end with a 5-2 loss to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesdays. I'm Austin Render saying so long from Omaha at the 2025 Big Ten Baseball Tournament.
You've been listening to IU Baseball on Hoosier Country 105, brought to you by Coughlin Orthodontics, J.R. Ellington Tree Experts, Rapid Roofing and Restoration, Able Nursery, Overhead Door Company of Bloomington, Inside Out Kitchen and Bath, and Crazy Horse.